Chapter 250. Xiaofan's words stunned the group of veteran heroes. He was too stubborn. He was surrounded by 9 of the top 4,000 heroes on the monster hero ranking, and yet he was still so stubborn. He was a rare weirdo. It should be noted that the 9 chivalrous swordsmen present were not only ranked highly on the chivalrous swordsman leaderboard and had reached the expanded acupoint realm. Furthermore, all of them had gone through mountains of blades, seas of fire, mountains of stone, and seas of bones. They had killed demons and schemed against other chivalrous swordsmen. None of them were simple. All of them were proud and arrogant. There were more than 5 million heroes in this world. For these people to be ranked in the top 4,000, they must have had many fortuitous encounters, turned misfortunes into blessings, and were extremely lucky. They were geniuses among geniuses. Otherwise, they would not have been able to reach this stage. A rookie who had just become a monster hero, and his true chi cultivation was a mess, dared to roar in front of such a group of people without batting an eyelid. This was crazy. The expressions of the 9 demons changed drastically. Even the seemingly lazy and aloof devil hero Yang Hong had a rare murderous look in his eyes. Moonlight rolled around his body, giving off a strong pressure. Monster hero Jin Shanxiong stood with his hands behind his back. His eyes narrowed and glowed. Looks like this kid needs to be taught a lesson. Waves of true chi surged like the tide, locking down the entire area and trapping Xiaofan. It was like catching a turtle in a jar, making it impossible for Xiaofan to escape. However, under such circumstances, Xiaofan was calm. His face was calm, and his eyes were filled with fighting spirit. He had always been a man of strong character. He would not give in easily. He had always dared to fight and fight. Now that he had a fortuitous encounter and his battle power had increased, he would not hold back. Instead, he was tempted. He wanted to attack fiercely. On one hand, he wanted to test his current battle power. On the other hand, he wanted to show these veteran heroes that he was not a pushover. Xiaofan. Nia Sen was enraged by thunder and lightning. He glared at Xiaofan with his eyes wide open. Who do you think you are? How dare you challenge us here? We know what you're capable of. It wasn't even worth mentioning. Oh, that's right, you were thrown into the Heavenly Dragon Empire's Imperial City's totem dwelling. I don't know what kind of crafty plot you used, but you actually managed to escape. You even dared to bathe the Heavenly Dragon Empire's Imperial City in blood. You must have had some fortuitous encounter. That's why you are acting so arrogantly in front of us. How childish. There are 9 of us here, and all of us are at expanded acupoint realm. Among them, there are also masters ranked in the top 3,000 on the Hex ranking list. It will be a piece of cake for them to deal with you. Humph. Lei Qizhi coldly snorted. Lightning was brewing in his eyes. Between his eyebrows, there seemed to be a world of lightning hibernating. Puny ant. You think you can bully me just because you have a high ranking? It didn't make sense. It was still the same sentence. All of you, scram. Otherwise, don't blame me for turning against you. Xiaofan flicked his fingernails. Shut up. You plotted to murder Yu Ming, this is a heinous crime. You still dare to boast here? You're completely courting death. Zhou Chuan roared furiously. Nonsense. You said that I killed Yu Ming. Show me the evidence. Xiaofan's eyeballs moved slightly. Xiaofan thought. If the other party really had the evidence that he killed Yu Ming, they would not be wasting time here. They would come to capture him directly. Moreover, the higher-ups of the Hex Hero Pagoda might even send people to capture him. Therefore, Xiaofan asked for the evidence. You. How stubborn. Zhou Chuan and Nia Sen's expressions froze. That's right. They really couldn't bring out any direct evidence. After all, before Yu Ming died, he only sent out a message saying that the culprit who murdered him was Xiao. As for who Xiao was, he didn't have the time to say it. In this world, there were many martial artists with the surname Xiao. On the Hex ranking list, there was no lack of Hex heroes with the surname Xiao. Even among the ancient giants, there were also people with the surname Xiao. Whoever dared to say that it was Xiaofan who killed Yu Ming? If Yu Ming had died a breath later, he might have been able to say the name of the murderer in one breath. Now, Zhou Chuan and Nie San's original intention was to use words to scare Xiaofan so that he would admit defeat. Then, they would forcefully bring Xiaofan back to Li Fanming and torture him until he confessed. At that time, it didn't matter if Xiaofan was the real murderer or not. He would not be able to escape death. However, Xiaofan was stubborn. He didn't fall for it at all. Looking at Zhou Chuan and Nie San's expressions, Xiaofan knew that they couldn't bring out any evidence. All of a sudden, Xiaofan was completely fearless. He no longer had any scruples. Let's not talk nonsense. Bring him back to Li Fanming first. Let's not argue about it. Let's split the 200,000 contribution points. In any case, it's a windfall. There's no need to ruin our relationship over this. Luo Huanshan of Mount Luyan's 4 heroes urged. The truth of this matter has nothing to do with us. We're just giving face to Li Fanming and earning some contribution points. Xiaofan, don't force yourself. Let's go back to the Devil Hero Pagoda first and confront Li Fanming face to face. Lian Xiao of the 4 heroes of Mount Luyan said indifferently. Ha 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 ha. Xiaofan looked up to the sky and laughed. From your tone, it seems that you're confident that I, Xiaofan, will die. You've gone too far. According to my temper, I would definitely fight to the end with you. However, now that I'm a devil hero and you're devil heroes, I'll hold back a little. It's the duty of a devil hero to hunt demons. It's unreasonable for us to fight each other with our lives. How about this, let's fight. If I can win, all of you will get lost and stop bothering me. Don't accuse me of anything. If I lose, I'll go with you. If you say that I'm the real murderer of Yu Ming, I'll admit it. How about that? This time, Xiaofan also learned his lesson. If he really fought and killed 1 or 2 of these chivalrous heroes, once they sent out the message before they died, he would really be in serious trouble. He might really be punished by the higher-ups of the Chivalrous Hero Tower, and the loss outweighed the gain. He might as well arrange a fight. If someone died, he would be tracked down. He also had an explanation. Oh? You want to fight with us? Let's decide the winner by force. The 9 veteran swordsmen looked at each other. Then, ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. He's too arrogant. He's so arrogant. He's so young and has just become a devil hero, but he's so arrogant. Looks like his brain is indeed flooded with water. He's seriously ill. The group of senior devil heroes all laughed mockingly. In their eyes, Xiaofan was nothing more than a nouveau riche who came from a poor family but had many fortuitous encounters and rose in a short time. He didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth, stirring up trouble everywhere and offending people he couldn't afford to offend. Everything he did was courting death. Naturally, they would not take Xiaofan seriously. Hee, Xiaofan. How do you want to fight? Jin Shanxiong asked eagerly. How about this? One-on-one or a group fight? It's up to you. Xiaofan smiled. What does one-on-one mean? What does a group fight mean? Yang Hong sneered. One-on-one means that among you, choose anyone to fight me one-on-one. We'll decide the winner in one fight. If it's a group fight, it means that you all come at me together and I'll finish you all at once. Xiaofan smiled innocently. Make your choice quickly. I'm in a hurry to get back to the Devil Hero Pagoda. Don't waste time. How dare you? Hearing Xiaofan say, one-on-one, and group challenge. With a straight face, this group of veteran heroes was so angry that they jumped up and down. They had never been provoked like this by such a rookie. Interesting. Suddenly, Lei Qizhi took a step forward. His aura was extremely fierce. There was lightning rolling on the surface of his body, and the sound of thunder was like a tide. Xiaofan, since you're courting death, you can't blame others. Oh. You're called Lei Qizhi, right? Why, you want to fight me one-on-one? Xiaofan smiled. I thought you would choose a group fight. Xiaofan, don't be so glib. Since you're the one who suggested a one-on-one fight, you can't blame me for bullying the weak. Moreover, when we fight, don't be afraid and don't think about escaping. Of course, you have no chance to escape in front of me. Also, I, Lei Qizhi, usually don't fight, but when I do, I will go all out. If there are any injuries during the fight, don't blame others. Don't expect your sect or the Devil Hero Pagoda to avenge you. You asked for it. Life and death are decreed by fate. If you're killed by me, it's because you're not as good as others. You only have yourself to blame. I don't want the 200,000 contribution points. Today, I'll kill you. You're a very annoying person. If I don't kill you today, I won't be able to think straight. Very well. Xiaofan also took a step forward. If I remember correctly, Lei Qizhi, you're rank 2487 on the Devil Hero ranking list. Among this group of Devil Heroes, you're ranked the highest. It's best if you stand out and fight me one-on-one. To me, you're the best choice. You can make a show of strength. You. Don't worry. If I'm killed by you, I deserve it. I won't send a message to my sect or the Devil Hero Pagoda. However, if you're killed by me, it's your fate. You can't blame me. After saying that, Xiaofan took a few steps forward and walked towards Lei Qizhi. All of you, move away. This ignorant madman is still wet behind the ears. His mouth is very annoying. He made me really angry. Now, I want to take his life with my own hands. All of you, move away. Lei Qizhi was full of killing intent. Lei Qizhi is angry. Forget it, let's all move away. Jin Shanxiong shook his head and laughed. He took a few steps back. Yang Hong thought for a few breaths and took the opportunity to move away. The four heroes of Mount Luyan also moved away. This. Big Brother Lei Qizhi, Big Brother Li Fanming said he wants him alive. This. Do you think we should just cripple him and leave him alive? Yes, Big Brother Lei Qizhi, you can ravage him and cripple him, but leave him alive so that we can report to Big Brother Li Fanming when we return. Zhou Chuan and Nia San said at the same time. Shut up. Lei Qizhi's anger soared to the sky. Today, I won't give face to anyone. I've said it before. If I don't kill this kid, I won't be able to think straight. Today, he will die for sure. This. Zhou Chuan and Nia San were speechless. However, Lei Qizhi's cultivation and ranking were much higher than theirs. They didn't dare to say anything. Everyone retreated, leaving a large space for Xiaofan and Lei Qizhi to fight. This Xiaofan is dead for sure. He might be killed instantly. Lei Qizhi was ranked 2487th on the Devil Hero ranking. He was definitely not an ordinary person. He opened 58 acupoints in his body and expanded them 8 times, which was 33 times. His true qi was as deep as the ocean and immeasurable. Moreover, he cultivated the thunderous great true qi and was born with the bloodline of thunder. He could communicate with the thunder and lightning in the sky. No calamity would befall him and he would live a peaceful life with great luck. As long as he opened 2 more acupoints and expanded them 2 more times, he would have the chance to enter the top 1500 of the Devil Hero ranking. If he went one step further and condensed his true qi into talismans, he would be qualified to compete for the position of the ancient powerhouse. How could a small fry like Xiaofan be a match for Lei Qizhi? They are not on the same level. It will definitely be an instant kill. There's no doubt about it. Yes, Lei Qizhi is so angry that he didn't even give face to Li Fanming. He didn't even want the 200,000 contribution points. He will definitely use a killing move. He is not playing with Xiaofan. It would be strange if he didn't kill him instantly. The devil heroes who were watching were also discussing. Ignorant kid. He will die immediately. Thunderous great true qi. Suddenly, Lei Qizhi's right hand grabbed towards Xiaohan's head. A large area of space suddenly turned into a world of thunder and lightning. Flashes of lightning were like snakes, dragons, and dragons. They rolled and rolled, choosing their targets to devour. The sound of thunder swept across, destroying people's organs. The 7 fingers of Lei Qizhi's right palm turned into 7 huge ancient thunder mountains, crushing towards Xiaofan. Waves of thunder and lightning swept out. The entire space was torn apart by the thunder and lightning. It collapsed, dismembered, and caved in, turning into a dense electric light. Behind Lei Qizhi, a vast and boundless world of thunder and lightning appeared. His will shocked the ages, shook the heavens and earth, and destroyed all living things. Xiaofan. It is a worthy death for you to die in the hands of Lei Qizhi. Aren't you known for having a tough body? Today, I will destroy your body. I will destroy your bones. What the F***ck, you scolded the one next door. World-destroying demon saber. Suddenly, Xiaohan's left arm flashed with a demonic light. All the demonic energy contained in the 93,000 demonic meridians was sucked dry. Pooh, a demonic and beautiful saber light flashed out from Xiaohan's hand. This saber was poignant, beautiful, sad, desperate, and heartbreaking. It was a beauty that surpassed any secular world. Its speed was hundreds of times faster than the speed of sound. Demonic aura soared into the sky. Yin and yang were reversed, day and night were indistinguishable, and the heavenly Tao was in chaos. The entire world seemed to have sunk into eternal darkness. There was no day, only night. Xiaohan's world-destroying demon saber had 93,000 demonic meridians as its foundation. Its power had already surpassed Qing Lin Demon Emperor at his peak. The demonic aura was murderous, and it sucked away all the vitality in the world. The light was distorted, and the thunder and lightning attack and the world of thunder and lightning were all absorbed, leaving nothing behind. Moreover, what was even more terrifying was that Lei Qizhi's body was directly pulled by the demonic saber light, as if it was about to be sucked into the saber light. No! Lei Qizhi let out a heart-wrenching scream. Shockingly, bang! Lei Qizhi's arms exploded, and his flesh, bones, and skin scattered in all directions. Roar! Lei Qizhi let out a blood-curdling scream like a pig being slaughtered. Blood spurted out of his mouth, and his figure retreated rapidly. In a breath's time, he turned into a ray of lightning and disappeared without a trace. After destroying both of Lei Qizhi's arms, the world-destroying demon saber finally dissipated. One move. Xiaofan actually defeated the person ranked 2487th on the demon hero ranking with one move. Of course, this saber was the condensation of all the demonic aura in Xiaohan's body. He used all of his strength and did not hold back. However, it was not enough to kill Lei Qizhi, and only made him retreat with serious injuries. However, this result was enough for him to be proud of. The whole place was in absolute silence. I've said it before. Wouldn't a group fight be better? But you guys just had to fight one-on-one. Hee, who else wants to come up? Xiaohan smiled bitterly. Moreover, he quickly took out a few heavenly desolate demon fruits from his storage ring, and quickly replenished his demonic aura. His eyes swept across the rest of the demon heroes, looking down on the world. Chapter 251. Qing Lin Demon Emperor's natal demonic skill, the apocalyptic demonic saber, was indeed brutal. This demon emperor had killed countless demons with this slash, leaving their corpses scattered across thousands of miles. In the past, when Xiaofan's demonic power was not as strong as Qing Lin Demon Emperor's, the slash was still immature and shallow. But now, Xiaofan's demonic power had surpassed Qing Lin Demon Emperor's. When he used the apocalyptic demonic saber again, he managed to kill a veteran demon warrior who was ranked 7th on the demon ranking with just one slash. The demon warrior's arms exploded, and he fled in a sorry state. It was too powerful, too domineering. Xiaofan hovered in the air and looked down at the world. He completely revealed the spirit and aura of a great expert. He had developed a kind of atmosphere and a subtle sense of control. Ha 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 ha, the remaining demon warriors were all dumbfounded as if they had facial paralysis. Their throats even let out the sound of owls. The next moment, good, good, good. Xiaofan, you are indeed powerful. You are a genius, a young hero. We are no match for you. Impressive. You have cultivated to this level at such a young age. It is really shocking. You will definitely be famous in the future. Sooner or later, you will occupy a place on the demon ranking. Sorry for offending you. Let's go. The 4 heroes of Mount Luyan did not say anything. They burned their true qi and turned it into 4 rays of golden gung qi. The sword radiance traveled 1,000 miles and they escaped in the blink of an eye. It's a demonic technique. Xiaofan, you have gone astray. I will complain to the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Tower about this. Let's see how you deal with it then. Jin Shanxiong also used his strongest movement technique and escaped. I will not get involved in this. But Xiaofan, remember, evil is self-destructive. You have cultivated demonic techniques and abandoned yourself. You will definitely be punished. Yang Hong also flashed past. Xiaofan, you are dead meat. As long as you dare to return to the Demon Hero Tower, there will naturally be people who will deal with you. Humph. This demonic power is comparable to that of a high-level demon emperor. It is not something that humans can control. In order to obtain power, you have gone berserk. You will become the public enemy of all demon warriors. Everyone has the right to punish you. Take care of yourself. Nye San, and Zhouchuan also roared fiercely, then used everything they had to flee for their lives. In the blink of an eye, the group of demons who had surrounded Xiaofan in a menacing manner and were shouting to kill him fled as if they were avoiding snakes and scorpions. Xiaofan didn't chase after him. Forget it, I won't chase after these guys. After all, they were all villains, so it was unreasonable for them to chase after him relentlessly. However, if they provoke me again in the future, they'll either be crippled or dead in my hands. Xiaofan smiled. Afterwards, he materialized his true qi again and released the spirit turtle, continuing on his way. When I was fighting Garen in the Hex contest, I used the world-destroying demon blade. It seems that no one came to question me or make things difficult for me. It seemed that I had nothing to worry about. He would return to the Wuxia Tower and collect the 1 million contribution points first before deciding on his next move. Or continue to accept missions, or use these contribution points to visit the various secret cultivation rooms in the Wuxia Pagoda to see if I can make a breakthrough in the cultivation of true qi. The spirit turtle turned into a streak of light and flew straight out of the great wilderness. Xiaofan didn't plan to visit the villagers and Princess Mo Hen for the time being. On the one hand, Xiao Mingchu had already left the ancient village. On the other hand, Xiaofan had made many strong enemies. If people knew that he had a great relationship with the ancient village that stood aloof from worldly affairs, it might bring disaster to the ancient village, a paradise. 3 days later, Xiaofan finally flew out of the great wilderness. After thinking for a while, Xiaofan didn't rush back to the Pure Rain sect. Instead, he went straight to the Wuxia region. Wuxia Tower. The 5th floor. The mission issuance area. This was a misty space filled with treasure clouds and red light. The artistic conception was very profound. It was beautiful and spectacular. In the void, there were many announcement boards floating like fireflies. They were full of spirit chi and glistened like an immortal board. There were many demons here, using their spiritual waves to scan each announcement board and choose the mission that was suitable for them to complete. The person in charge of the mission issuance area on this floor was a middle-aged man in linen. He had a terrifying aura and his whole body was surging with golden light. There were suns and moons floating in his eyes. At this moment, the middle-aged man in linen stood with his hands behind his back straight like a javelin. At this moment, pang, a huge announcement board suddenly exploded in the void. It was colorful. The light was intense. It was a spectacular sight. A paragraph of text suddenly appeared. Mission 1. Kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. 2. Destroy the Heavenly Wilderness Demon Fruit Forest planted by the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor in the Heavenly Dragon Empire of the Great Wilderness. Mission status: completed by unranked demons, Xiaofan completed alone. Any reward: OC 10,000 contribution points. As soon as the news spread, all the chivalrous heroes on this level were stunned. None of them moved at all. Their eyes were fixed on the void, and they were lost in thought. Ha 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 came from their throats. It was as if an invisible hand had grabbed their throats. The middle-aged man in linen was also dumbfounded. He even seemed to have lost his wits and was speechless. The originally lively and noisy environment suddenly quietened down. Everyone was suffocating. After 100 breaths of time, what? The mission to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor has been completed? Oh my god. This is really, really, unbelievable. I heard that the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor hid in the Heavenly Dragon Empire of the Great Wilderness and took a treasure to conceal his demonic aura. Several demons died in the Heavenly Dragon Empire one after another. Even Li Fanming, who was ranked on the Demon Hero ranking, had to return in defeat. This mission was almost considered to be impossible to complete. In fact, there were even rumors that a few powerful figures couldn't bear it anymore and were preparing to leave the mountain. Now, the mission has actually been completed. The Azure Dragon Demon Emperor has been eliminated? Who did it? To be able to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, it must be one of the top demons. It might even be one of the top demons. No. Didn't you see? It was Xiaofan who killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. You should be familiar with the name Xiaofan, right? He's the biggest dark horse of this year's demon selection. He suddenly rose up and crushed everything in his way to become a demon. He's said to have a bright future. I didn't expect him to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor as soon as he became a demon. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. This person is really a demon. What? Xiaofan? That young man? Impossible. The Azure Dragon Demon Emperor is a high-level demon emperor. Among the demons, his bloodline is noble and there's a possibility of mutation. His combat power is comparable to the demons on the demons ranking. Moreover, once he mutates, he can compete with some of the demons. Such a great demon can shatter mountains and rivers with a roar. How can he be killed by a rookie like Xiaofan? It's impossible. Nonsense. The demon token will record the true situation of the mission immediately and send the mission information back to the demon tower within a certain period of time. In the endless years, there has never been a mistake in the mission information. Alright. Don't be so noisy. Something big. This is a big thing. I'm going to report this to the higher-ups immediately. There's going to be a peerless genius among the human demons. Heaven and earth. He killed a high-level demon emperor who might have mutated as soon as he became a demon. That's just. It's rare. In that case, Xiaofan has the quality to become an immortal. Is there going to be another immortal among the human race who will never die? No. I'm going to report this directly to the higher-ups. The middle-aged man in linen roared hysterically. He had lost control of his emotions. On the highest floor of the demon tower. On this floor, there was a group of old antiques with powerful auras. They were all senior demons who used to be famous in the world. However, they had all retired and even gave up their positions on the demons' ranking. They were in charge of some internal affairs in the demon tower, which was considered a carefree life. In the recent years, on a whim, this group of seniors had actually gathered infants with superb physiques and bloodlines from all over the 4 regions and the Grand Wilderness, and then they'd nurtured them with great care, allowing them to create a group of extraordinary geniuses that were renowned throughout the ages. After their efforts, they had selected the best from this group of talents to participate in this year's demon trial. They were going to amaze the world. Among them, there was a genius named Garen, who was believed to be a peerless genius who would become an immortal in the future. He had a bright future. However, all of this was completely destroyed by a young man called Xiaofan. Garen had died. All the contestants in the demon domain were either dead or dead. The rest were all eliminated. This caused the group of ancients to lose all face, and they'd practically lost all standing and reputation. In the huge demon tower, they didn't dare to look up after being criticized. Naturally, they hated Xiaofan and the people related to Xiaofan to the bone. At this time, Li Fanming, why did you come to us? An old antique looked at Li Fanming indifferently. Li Fanming stood in the hall, neither servile nor overbearing, and smiled. Seniors, I have a matter to report. I'm sure that all the seniors here will be very interested in this matter. Oh? What's the matter? It's related to Xiaofan. A straightforward person doesn't beat around the bush. I, Li Fanming, also know that if it wasn't for Xiaofan, the disciples of all the seniors would have already become hex heroes. 3 to 5 years later, they would definitely be ranked on the hex hero ranking. Especially Garen, it would only be a matter of time before he becomes a giant or even an eternal giant. But, because of this Xiaofan, all of the plans of the seniors became nothing more than an illusion. Ha ha ha. The hatred that the seniors have towards Xiaofan, I'm afraid that even if you use the waters of 3 rivers and 5 lakes, it would still be difficult to wash it off, right? Li Fanming said unhurriedly. At the mention of Xiaofan's name, this group of antiques was furious. The runes in their eyes flickered and light surged, as if they were going to turn the hall upside down. Li Fanming, don't keep us guessing. What do you want to say? Just say it, an old antique said coldly. What do you know about Xiaofan? Well. Seniors, you have been holding back. I think you are waiting for an opportunity. Once you get hold of Xiaofan's weakness, you will definitely step on him and make him doomed eternally. Now, I will tell you a piece of news. Don't wait anymore. It's time for revenge. Say it. Say it. In the wilderness, Xiaofan used a powerful demonic technique to severely injure Lei Qizhi, who is ranked 2487th on the demon ranking. What? Xiaofan can defeat Lei Qizhi? Li Fanming, are you joking? How is that possible? Seniors, please don't doubt me. This information was sent to me by a few of my subordinates at the first possible moment. It is impossible for there to be any mistakes. It is absolutely true. Li Fanming smiled. Li Fanming, what do you want us to do? Humph. Li Fanming's tone became completely cold. Since ancient times, there have been thousands of human demons. Each of them had their own adventures and trump cards. Among them, there are many demons who have studied demonic techniques and even mastered demonic powers. But as far as I know, there are no demons who can use demonic techniques and demonic powers to such an extent as Xiaofan. Xiaofan's true qi cultivation is trash, only at the 4th level. All of his trump cards are related to the demons. Therefore, I have great doubts about this person. Even if he isn't a spy for the demons, he must be closely related to the demons. My words don't carry much weight, so I can't report this directly to my superiors. Seniors, please take this opportunity to report this matter. Let the superiors investigate Xiaofan. Investigate to the end. After a pause, Li Fanming lowered his voice. Everyone, the human race and the demons have always been irreconcilable. We are mortal enemies. Xiaofan's current demonic power is equivalent to that of a high-level demon emperor. Once the superiors investigate him, even if he doesn't die, he will lose a layer of skin. Even if it is proven that he isn't a spy for the demons, he won't be able to bear the consequences. I also have some grudges against Xiaofan. I want to take this opportunity to make Xiaofan suffer. I wonder if any of you are interested? These old antiques looked at each other and exchanged glances. Yes, this is an opportunity. Then, let's collectively complain to the superiors. That's right, we, the group of old antiques, will fight to the death with that thief Xiaofan. We won't let go of even the slightest opportunity. We'll make him suffer. Li Fanming, don't worry, we'll report this matter now. The news you brought is really satisfying. Thank you, seniors. Southern Region. Sect. Sect leader, Dongfang Qin, and Fang Ling were walking in the garden. Sect master, junior brother Xiaofan's 2 wives have adapted to the life of our pure maiden sect and are well behaved. However, they seem to be depressed all the time. They must be worried about junior brother Xiaofan, Dongfang Qin said with concern. Junior brother Xiaofan has been in the Great Wilderness for a few months. I don't know if he has encountered the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. A few days ago, junior brother Xiaofan sent us a message to tell us that he is safe. However, we won't be at ease as long as he doesn't return. The Azure Dragon Demon Emperor is extremely dangerous. Junior brother Xiaofan was also full of pride and bravery, and he dared to fight and fight. Now, what I'm most worried about is that junior brother Xiaofan hasn't given up on the mission to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. I've sent a message to Xiaofan many times to ask him to come back, but... Sect leader was angry, but there was worry in his deep, vast, and misty eyes. At this moment, sect leader's expression changed drastically and his body trembled. What? How is this possible? His jet-black eyes were wide open. He had completely lost his composure. What's going on? Sect leader? Elder, what's wrong with you? Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling were both shocked. They had never seen sect leader lose control of his emotions in their lives. Sect leader's body trembled violently and he fell into a state of madness. He couldn't control himself. After a dozen breaths, he said with a trembling voice. Something big happened. Xiaofan killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. According to the news from the Wuxia Pagoda, Xiaofan completed the mission to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor alone. Hearing that, Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling almost fainted. They felt dizzy and could not stand properly. Chapter 252. Xiaofan was eager to return home. He rode the spirit turtle and flew out of the wilderness like a meteor. He then crossed the North region and the West region, and then the South region. He was about to reach the pure land of this world, the Devil Hero region. In a few hours, I will fly into the territory of the Devil Hero region. Xiaofan sat cross-legged on the turtle shell and slowed down a little. He flew at a steady pace and was very calm. In his mind, he was constantly thinking. Let's go straight to the Devil Hero Tower. I have completed the mission of killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, which will definitely cause some shock. After all, I've just become a devil hero, and I've already killed a high-level demon emperor at its peak. It's fine if I don't make a name for myself, but once I make a name for myself, I'll probably become famous. However, these were all illusory, like fleeting clouds. The most important thing is to get the contribution points. With so many contribution points, I can go to those strange secret training rooms that the clan leader mentioned. It was said that there was a hyperbolic time chamber, a gravity chamber, and an illusory secret cultivation chamber. Interesting, just thinking about it makes me feel interesting. I will send a message to the clan leader and the others now and ask them to go to the Devil Hero Tower. After I receive the contribution points, I will treat the clan leader and the other senior brothers well and let them enjoy themselves in the rest area. The rest area of the Devil Hero Tower has a top-notch environment. Xiaofan was very excited. He took out the Devil Hero token and turned on the communication function. However, as soon as Xiaofan turned on the communication function, he first received a message, Xiaofan. It was a strange voice that Xiaofan had never heard before. It was a man's voice, and his tone exuded a sense of indifference and superiority. Who are you? I don't seem to know you. Also, I didn't add you in the communication bar, why can you talk to me? Xiaofan immediately replied with a message. He was full of doubts. Soon, the unfamiliar voice transmitted a message to him. Oh. Xiaofan, a few months ago, you posted a mission in the Devil Hero Tower's mission release area, right? You want to find a devil hero who is proficient in the reincarnation divine fire to treat the poison on your friend's face. You haven't forgotten about this, have you? Oh. Yes, I posted this mission. Yes. I am looking for a hero that is proficient in reincarnation god fire. Friend, do you know reincarnation god fire? Xiaofan immediately became excited. The sores on A Chao's face were incurable. The only way to restore A Chao's appearance was to use the reincarnation divine fire to burn the scars on his face. The scar on A Chao's face was really scary, it was too hideous and disgusting, it made one's hair stand on end when one looked at it, it was very uncomfortable. However, Cho was Xiaohan's best friend, the two of them were as close as brothers. Xiaofan was determined to help Ah Cho recover his handsome appearance. Xiaofan did not dare to forget about this at all times. Yes, I'm untalented, but I happen to cultivate the divine reincarnation flame, the voice said slowly. Moreover, from his tone, it was as if he had Xiaofan in his grasp. Xiaofan, as far as I know, there are not many heroes that cultivate the reincarnation god fire in the entire Wuxia region. It's as rare as a phoenix feather or a unicorn horn. Moreover, even if you cultivate this martial art, I'm afraid you won't have the leisure to help your friend cure his hidden illness. I, Huang Taiyuan, want to make friends with you, Xiaofan, so I reluctantly accepted this mission. Xiaofan understood the meaning of the song. This Huang Taiyuan said a lot of nonsense, it was nothing more than a rare commodity, he wanted to ask for a sky-high price. It's okay. Friend Huang Taiyuan, I, Xiaofan, am not a stingy person, how much do you want, you can tell me. If it's not beyond my range, I'll accept it. Is this enough for a friend? Xiaofan sent a message. Ha. Interesting. Huang Taiyuan laughed dryly. Alright, Xiaofan, about the matter of the reward, let's talk about it face to face. How about this, I have time now, I'll wait for you in the Celestial Dragon Town, outside the Wuxia region, you can rush over immediately, no problem right? After we meet, everything can be discussed. Okay. I'll reach the Celestial Stone Town in about 4 hours. We'll talk face to face then, Xiaofan answered very straightforwardly. Alright, Xiaofan, I'll wait for you. Huang Taiyuan smiled again. Both sides ended the communication. It seems that this Huang Taiyuan is definitely going to extort me. He wants to extort money from me. Xiaofan laughed involuntarily. However, it's just to let him treat senior brother Ah Chao's injury on his face and release a little reincarnation divine fire, it'll be done effortlessly. How much can he extort from me for such a simple matter? Even if he's asking for an exorbitant price, tens of thousands of contribution points should be enough. If I kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, I'll get tens of thousands of contribution points. It's not a big deal to be extorted by him. As long as it can cure the hidden illness on senior brother Ah Chao's face, it's worth it. Xiaohan's heart was full of anticipation as he muttered to himself with a smile. Senior brother Ah Chao, you're worried that you'll continue to be so ugly and picky in this life. However, I will definitely not leave you be. Watch carefully, this time, I will make sure that you'll have an end to your bitterness and happiness. From now on, you'll be able to raise your head and not be looked down upon by others. Wuxia region. It was an elegant restaurant. In a private room by the window. In the private room, there were a total of 7 men sitting around a square table. All of them had sharp gazes, their bodies were glistening, and their true qi was smooth and flawless. Among them, there were 3 acupoint expansion realm experts whose bodies were as deep as the sea and their true qi was strong and surging like dragons. The leader of the group was a man in his 30s. He was short and his eyes were as sharp as an eagle's, giving off the impression that he was cunning and intelligent. Between his eyebrows, flames rose. These flames formed a hexagonal star, shooting up in a crisscross pattern. The star flames scattered in all directions, like thousands of golden bugs dancing in the sky, or like fireworks on a New Year's Day. It was a beautiful sight. Brother Huang Taiyuan, how did it go when you spoke to Xiaohan? Another acupoint expansion realm expert asked the short man. The short man was Huang Taiyuan, who had accepted the mission given by Xiaohan and cultivated the reincarnation divine fire. Heh. Xiaohan seems to be in a hurry. It's obvious that someone close to him is suffering from an illness and needs my reincarnation divine fire to treat him. He. Huang Taiyuan laughed sinisterly for a few times, and within his eyes, a plan was brewing. He looked unfriendly. Big brother Huang Taiyuan, are you preparing to extort a large sum of money from Xiaohan? It wasn't easy for me to cultivate the reincarnation divine fire. I obtained this mystic technique in the cave. You all know that I cultivated an ice-type mystic technique. In order to cultivate the reincarnation divine fire, I had to disperse my own mystic technique. Dispersing one's mystic technique is also a kind of torment, and the pain is not something that outsiders can understand. Furthermore, I recultivated my true qi and cultivated the reincarnation divine fire. It took me a cycle of 60 years to reach the beginner level. It was so difficult and full of ups and downs. How can I help Xiaohan for nothing with this mystic technique that I cultivated so hard? I'm not an idiot. Huang Taiyuan laughed coldly. That's right. A young man dressed in purple robes, who was elegant and suave, agreed. Brother Huang Taiyuan is right. Brother Huang is ranked first on the Devil Hero ranking and is also a top figure. In the Holy War a few years later, Brother Huang's ranking will definitely move up a bit. Right now, it's Xiaohan who needs Brother Huang's help. He is a newcomer who hasn't even made it onto the Devil Hero ranking, so he should take out some contribution points and treasures to accept Brother Huang. Even if it's just a friendship, he won't be at a disadvantage. Moreover, the news that Xiaohan killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor has almost spread. Once he returns to the Devil Hero Tower, he will be able to earn tens of thousands of contribution points. The young man in purple robes narrowed his eyes. Tens of thousands of contribution points. He's now very rich. It's not easy to find this opportunity. Who else can we blackmail if not him? This is not appropriate. Immediately, a devil hero shook his head. Brother Huang, think about it. Xiaofan can even kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. I'm afraid we won't be able to suppress him even if we join forces. Moreover, he might retaliate and slap us in the face. In my opinion, it's okay to blackmail him, but we can't do it too harshly. Huang Taiyuan tapped the table with his knuckles and said while thinking. The news that Xiaofan killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor has spread like wildfire. Many devil heroes are talking about it. Basically, everyone thinks that it's impossible for Xiaofan to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Think about it. Although Xiaofan performed extremely well in the Devil Hero trial and became the biggest dark horse, he's still too inexperienced. He won't be able to do much. In terms of true qi cultivation, it's a mess. Although his physical body is strong, it's only a few million ding at most. It's just brute force and he won't be able to do much. He also knows some demonic techniques, but he's not a demon. Hence, it's a big problem for him to replenish his demonic power. He only knows 3 tricks that are more than enough to deal with those below the expanded aperture realm. However, it's not enough to deal with those at the expanded aperture realm. The Azure Dragon Demon Emperor is a high-level demon emperor that's about to mutate. His combat strength is above most expanded aperture realm cultivators. How long has it been since Xiaofan became a devil hero? It's only been a few months. How could he kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor? Even if he's talented, it's impossible for him to increase his combat strength to such a level within a few months. Humans can be monstrous, but they can't be that monstrous. So, after intense discussions, many devil heroes came to a conclusion. It's impossible for Xiaofan to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. In that case, how do you explain Xiaofan completing the mission to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor? Everyone's gaze was on the eloquent Huang Taiyuan. Some people said that the eldest disciple of the Pure Cloud sect, Xiao Mingchu, left the sect with Xiaofan and went to the Great Wilderness. Who is Xiao Mingchu? He's a powerhouse on the Devil Hero leaderboard. He could seal the Demon Emperor with 1 arrow. Xiaofan is extremely favored in the Pure Cloud sect. Hence, it's very likely that a super expert like Xiao Mingchu first injured the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor and handed him over to Xiaofan to kill him. He helped Xiaofan achieve his goal and made him famous. Brother Huang, that makes sense. Every word you say is a gem. I've already arranged to meet Xiaofan in the Celestial Dragon Town outside the Devil Hero domain. Let's go there together now. After meeting Xiaofan, we'll see how strong he is and see if he's strong enough. If he's really strong, I won't extort him. Instead, I won't take a single cent from him and treat his friend for free. That way, he'll owe me a favor. However, if I find out that Xiaofan is just an empty shell, I'll extort him. He. Didn't he kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor? I don't want anything else, including contribution points. I just want him to hand over the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal. Hiss. Brother Huang, you have a big appetite. You're actually coveting the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal. That kind of high-level Demon Emperor crystal can be exchanged for more than 10,000 contribution points. The other devil heroes gasped. All in all, it's better to move forward. Although the world is big, there are very few martial artists who are good at the divine reincarnation fire. I happen to be one of them. I'm a rare commodity. The initiative is in my hands. I'm now advancing step by step and steadily killing Xiaofan. I won't be at a disadvantage. Let's go to the Celestial Dragon Town. The group of devil heroes left the restaurant under Huang Taiyuan's lead and went straight to the Celestial Dragon Town outside the Devil Hero domain. Chapter 253. Xiaofan was anxious about Ah Chao's illness for many years, so he rushed to the town in a hurry. The Celestial Dragon Town was adjacent to the Yaoxia region. It was a pure land where there were no demons. The sky was clear, and the fragrance of rouge flowed in the air. Xiaofan walked in the celestial dragon town and looked around. There were many buildings made of agarwood in the town. They were exquisite and extremely beautiful. Those who walked in the town were all Wuxia. However, most of them were below expanded acupoint realm, and their auras weren't too powerful. Zhang Xian reckoned that most of them weren't ranked on the devil ranking board, and they weren't ranked at all. There were a lot of Wuxia in this world. There were about 5-6 million of them. Those who could get a place on the Wuxia leaderboard were, after all, very few. However, in the celestial dragon town, there were many expanded point realm experts, but they were few in number. Every one of them was worshipped by the other low-level Wuxia. It seems that I have to get a place on the Wuxia leaderboard. The higher the ranking, the better. If I get a high ranking, I won't get the respect of other Wuxia, but at least there won't be so many trash provoking me, right? Xiaofan suddenly thought. If there's a chance, I must get a place on the Wuxia leaderboard. If I can use demonic techniques, it shouldn't be a problem to get a place on the leaderboard. Xiaofan. It's Xiaofan. That's right. I've seen the video of this year's Wuxia trial. That person is Xiaofan. A young hero. Xiaofan, the hero who killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor and has been in the limelight recently. He looks travel-worn. He should have just returned from the wilderness. Let's go and take a look. It'll be best if we can befriend him. Xiaofan's appearance caused a commotion in the town. A large number of low-level Wuxia swarmed over like a tide. A few expanded point realm Wuxia immediately turned their attention to Xiaofan. They observed and evaluated him with interest. However, they didn't rush up to him because of their status. Xiaofan. A white-clothed girl blushed and played with the corner of her clothes while mustering her courage. Xiaofan, can we be friends? Xiaofan. I heard that you killed the Green Dragon Demon Emperor. You're really powerful. You are indeed a young hero. Now that I've seen you in person, I finally know that you, Xiaofan, are as fast as lightning and have an extraordinary aura. Xiaofan, let's be friends. I'm Ma Sanyu. Currently, I don't have a ranking on the monster ranking list, but I'm a promising young man. I'm very motivated, and I'll make a name for myself sooner or later. Be friends with me. Xiaofan. Let me introduce my younger sister to you. Xiaofan, I have an elder sister who is extremely charming. I wonder if you're interested? Xiaofan, you are so talented. In the future, you will definitely be an overlord that will shock the world. You will shine brilliantly. You will be my boss. For a moment, Xiaofan was surrounded by 3 layers of people. The densely packed low-level chivalrous spirits flattered him and sang his praises. It was extremely corny and made Xiaofan's hair stand on end. He said hurriedly. Do you guys know that I killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor? It's been spread out for a long time. A slender young man said non-stop. Brother Xiaofan, you're now an influential figure. You've become the focus of the entire chivalrous region. How did you manage to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor? Can you tell me about it? You're a genius. Quickly tell me about the process of killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Don't worry, I've always been eloquent. I'll definitely exaggerate it for you. I'll give a speech everywhere and make your name even more famous. Spread it far and wide. Sweat. This is not necessary. I killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor by luck. It's a stroke of luck. There's no way to stop it. How should I put it? When I killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, he was already seriously injured and on the verge of death. There's really nothing much to say. Luck. If it were you guys, it would have been a piece of cake for you to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor under those circumstances. Xiaofan finally understood the true meaning of the saying, a man is afraid of fame just as a pig is afraid of being fat. Hence, he lied to them and tried to get rid of these overly enthusiastic fellows. Everyone, please make way, I still have important matters to attend to, Xiaofan. Luck is also a form of strength. No matter what, the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor died in your hands. I'm afraid others don't have your luck. A loud and clear voice rang out. Immediately after, a tangible aura swept towards Xiaofan. The low-level heroes surrounding Xiaofan all stepped aside and looked in the direction of the voice. Huang Taiyuan. Xiaofan recognized the voice. It was the voice of the person who had just sent a message to him, claiming that he had accepted the mission he had issued. It was the voice of the person who was proficient in the reincarnation divine flame. Xiaofan also looked over. Xiaofan saw a total of 7 people walking toward him. Among them, 3 had bodies as deep as the ocean. Xiaofan could not figure out their cultivations. At the very least, he was at Aperture Expansion Realm. The leader had black hair that fluttered in the wind. Although he was short, his entire body contained an indescribable aura. Although he did not show his power, the low-level demons around him all retreated. In a short period of time, everything was silent, making him the only one in the world. He stood out from the crowd, extraordinary and refined. In between his eyebrows, a strange flame was brewing. It was more dazzling than fireworks, but it was obvious that it was not an ordinary true fire. Reincarnation Divine Flame? This is the Reincarnation Divine Flame? Xiaofan was stunned. Immediately after, he quickly made an evaluation of Huang Taiyuan. This person is undoubtedly at Aperture Expansion Realm, and not an ordinary one at that. His cultivation is not inferior to that Lei Qizhi. Logically speaking, there should be many people on the demons' ranking. They are fresh troops to kill demons and have endless potential. What a coincidence. Treating senior brother Ah Cho actually attracted such a powerful person. But it's okay. Although his aura is strong, I, Xiaofan, am not necessarily afraid of him. I just have to be careful. While Xiaofan was observing and evaluating Huang Taiyuan and the others were also analyzing Xiaofan. At this moment, Xiaofan had only sealed the power of his flesh shell, and his true qi cultivation was exposed. The quality of his jinqi wasn't very high either. It was only at Duan 4. It was sloppy and ordinary, and it was easy to see with a single glance. Oh. Level 4 True Qi. He opened 36 True Qi points, a rookie among rookies. That's right. Maybe his flesh shell is different from ordinary people, but for us martial artists, cultivating True Qi is the way to become an immortal. Everything else is unorthodox. This Xiaofan is obviously putting the cart before the horse. Now that I have seen him with my own eyes, I don't think that he is a good person. Garen's death was really unjust. He was actually killed by such a person. What a pity. That's right, Brother Huang. Hearing about Xiaofan is not as good as seeing him in person. This Xiaofan is indeed a little unbelievable. Actually. Looking up, down, left and right, no matter what, I can't relate him to anyone. Amazingly talented, and other similar words were linked together. Could it be that he really lives up to his reputation? I also think that he couldn't have killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. This person's aura is too ordinary, and he looks silly. He doesn't look like a shrewd person, but more like a country bumpkin. What he said just now is probably the truth. When the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor was seriously injured, he happened to bump into him and killed him with one strike. Once and for all. Huang Taiyuan and the others were also using the evil hero token to communicate telepathically. Finally, the two sides met. Hello, Xiaofan. Huang Taiyuan said indifferently. Xiaofan did not move and smiled faintly. My friend Huang Taiyuan, my friends, hello. Xiaofan, You're the one who issued the mission to find the evil hero who is proficient in the divine reincarnation fire true qi to treat the poison on your friend's face, right? Huang Taiyuan squinted at Xiaofan. Yes, I'll have to trouble my friend Huang Taiyuan to help me with this matter. We're all evil heroes, and we'll take care of each other. However, my friend Huang Taiyuan, don't worry. I'm Xiaofan, and I'm not a reckless person who doesn't understand etiquette. As for the reward, I'll definitely satisfy you. Ha ha ha, no problem, no problem. Huang Taiyuan said with a fake smile. Alright, let's find a restaurant and discuss this matter while drinking. After saying that, Huang Taiyuan exchanged glances with the other evil heroes. Xiaofan immediately understood that Huang Taiyuan was not a person who was easy to talk to. This person was cunning and intelligent, and he had an expression that liked to take advantage of others. Xiaofan was not willing to deal with such a person, but for the sake of senior brother Ah Chao's hidden illness, Xiaofan could only force a smile and feign civility. Soon, Xiaofan, Huang Taiyuan, and the others came to a private room in a restaurant. My friend Xiaofan, you've become famous after killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Come, let's toast to you. Huang Taiyuan raised his cup. Huang Taiyuan's friends also pretended to raise their cups and wanted to get close to Xiaofan. Xiaofan became anxious and reluctantly drank a cup of wine with these people. My friend Huang Taiyuan, let's talk business. About my friend's injury on his face, this. It's okay. It's still early. Let's talk slowly. My friend Xiaofan, the few of us sincerely accept you. Huang Taiyuan waved his hand and interrupted Xiaofan's words. My friend Xiaofan, please don't take offense to what I said, but your true qi cultivation base is indeed a little inferior. Currently, your true qi cultivation base is only at level 4. Among the millions of evil heroes in the entire evil hero world, I'm afraid you're at the bottom. My aptitude is poor. I've cultivated for as long as the others, but I've achieved very little. Xiaofan smiled faintly. Another cave expansion realm evil hero's eyes were filled with arrogance. In that case, Xiaofan, how did you kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor? Did you just rely on the strength of your body? That's unbelievable. I've said it just now. When I killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, he was already at his limit. I was just lucky. Xiaofan said anxiously. Did Xiao Mingqiu help you kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor? Huang Taiyuan stared at Xiaofan. Xiaofan was really annoyed by the pestering. It was impossible for him to tell a group of irrelevant and annoying people how he was imprisoned in the Heavenly Dragon Empire's imperial city's totem habitat, how he devoured pure-blooded sky dragons and pure-blooded Swanni, how he risked his life to kill Azure Dragon Xiaofan, and how he killed him. Therefore, Xiaofan casually agreed. How do you know that it was my big senior brother Xiao Mingqiu who helped me? Yes, that's what happened. Senior brother Xiao Mingqiu's godly arrow was invincible. He injured the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor with one arrow, which allowed me to kill him easily. Are you all satisfied with what I've said? Alright, let's get down to business. Everyone, what price do you need to pay to heal my friend's injury? I don't like to beat around the bush. Let's get straight to the point. My friend Huang Taiyuan, how many contribution points do you need to be willing to help? Name a price, and we'll negotiate. Ha ha ha. As I expected, it was Xiao Mingqiu who helped me. Huang Taiyuan was relieved. Then, he raised his eyelids slightly. Xiaofan, you have to know that it's extremely rare to find a hero who is good at the reincarnation divine fire in the entire world of heroes. I found the reincarnation divine fire in a cave. It's rare to see a swordsman with a fortuitous encounter like mine. Let's put it this way. Other than me, Huang Taiyuan, who can heal your friend's injury, other heroes who are stronger than me might not be able to heal him. Heh. How much do you want? Xiaofan's face darkened slightly. Huang Taiyuan looked at Xiaofan meaningfully. Xiaofan, I admire you very much. I want to be friends with you so that we can take care of each other in the future. How about this? I don't want the contribution points. However, since you killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, can you lend me the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal for a few days? Xiaofan was instantly enraged when he heard that. His expression changed slightly, and the tattoo on the demon monarch's palm on his left arm moved slightly. It emitted a dangerous aura. Oh. Xiaofan, what's with that expression? Why are you showing us such an expression? The other acupoint expansion realm cultivator said sternly. Xiaofan, you have to understand the situation. You're the one who needs our help, not the other way around. Moreover, Brother Huang has made it very clear that only Brother Huang can heal your friend's injury. There's no other way. Now, you're refusing to lend me the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal for a few days? Then, there's no room for negotiation. Brother Huang, let's go. Bang! Suddenly, Xiaofan slammed the table, and the wine cups and plates on the table were shattered into pieces. Your wishful thinking is really brilliant. Blackmail people? Blackmail me, Xiaofan. How dare you ask for my Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal? Are you trying to bully me because I don't have a temper? Xiaofan's face turned ashen as he stood up. Huang Taiyuan, whether you agree or not, you have to heal my friend's face. If you agree, everyone will be happy. If you don't, I'll beat you until you agree. It's fine if I, Xiaofan, don't cause trouble, but someone actually dares to offend me? It's fine if you're some ancient powerhouse, but you're just a few small fries. How dare you? Do you believe that I can break your limbs at any time? A murderous aura burst forth from Xiaofan's body. His aura, which had previously been harmless, suddenly became majestic. It was as if he had become a completely different person. Chapter 254. Xiaofan flew into a rage. When he met Huang Taiyuan, Xiaofan had already expected that he would be extorted by Huang Taiyuan. At that time, Xiaofan thought that Huang Taiyuan was asking for an exorbitant price and that it would at most be tens of thousands of contribution points. However, he did not expect Xiaofan to ask for the Green Dragon Demon Emperor crystal. This was simply going too far. He had completely treated Xiaofan as a sucker. This was intolerable. Huang Taiyuan and the others were also shocked. They hadn't expected that Xiaofan would turn hostile so quickly. Not only did he roar at them, but he also threatened to kill them. His killing intent was so strong that Huang Taiyuan were shocked. Bang! Huang Taiyuan slammed the table and stood up abruptly. Several of his chivalrous hero friends also took advantage of the situation and stood up, their faces all ferocious. They had observed Xiaofan for a while. They felt that Xiaofan was too ordinary and there was nothing special about him. His aura was too mediocre. He was only able to kill the Green Dragon Demon Emperor because of Xiao Mingchu's help. If Xiaofan's battle prowess was truly outstanding, his aura was vigorous, and he could move like the wind with lightning, then it would be fine. They could just bear with it and talk to Xiaofan politely. However, Xiaofan was just a good-looking but useless embroidered pillow, deceiving the world to gain fame, so there was no need for them to be polite to Xiaofan. Xiaofan. I, Huang Taiyuan, accepted the mission you issued out of goodwill, and did not hesitate to consume my hard-earned true qi to heal your friend. Not only did you not appreciate my kindness, but you also spoke ill of me and made a false countercharge. What is the meaning of this? Huang Taiyuan pointed at Xiaofan and laughed viciously. His eyes were filled with killing intent. Xiaofan, you're unruly and arrogant. You think that you've had some fortuitous encounters. Do you want to behave atrociously? Your true qi cultivation is a mess and you're worlds away from the expanded acupoint realm. With your aptitude, you'll need decades or centuries to reach the expanded acupoint realm. Everyone knows that everything is just empty talk if you don't reach the expanded acupoint realm. You probably relied on your connections in the sect, Xiao Mingchu, Wu Bo, and so on to swindle people. Save it. If you really think you're capable. I'd like to see how powerful you are. Another cave-expanding realm fiend. He also couldn't stop sneering. Xiaofan. You probably thought that in the Hex Hero trials, you defeated the group of young people from the Hex Hero region. You think you can rule over an area just because of that? Ha 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 ha. What a joke. To tell you the truth, those little bastards, including Garen, are nothing more than a bunch of good-for-nothings. A silk pants raised by a group of old antiques. How arrogant. How could he be compared with us, who fought with our fists and kicks? Ever since we were young, we've been diligent in our cultivation, slaying demons and eradicating devils. We've been tempered into steel. It's no big deal for you to defeat those good-for-nothings. Only by defeating us can you call yourself a genius. How about it? Do you dare to play with us? If you are defeated by us, let's play with that Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal for a few days. What do you think? Do you have the guts? If the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal were to be exchanged for contribution points in the Wuxia Pagoda, it would definitely be worth millions of contribution points. Its value was much greater than the mission of killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Therefore, Huang Taiyuan and the other swordsmen were going all out. They had to get the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal no matter what. They were completely blinded by greed. Xiaofan didn't move. He rolled his eyes a few times and sneered. I heard that it's strictly forbidden to fight among swordsmen. How do you want to fight? Do you want to go to the Wuxia Pagoda to apply for a fight? Ha ha ha, are you scared? Are you scared now? Weren't you very impressive just now? Huang Taiyuan said disdainfully. Let me tell you, as long as you don't kill anyone, it's okay to play with the rules between swordsmen. Don't worry, we won't kill you. We'll just teach you a lesson and polish your edges so that you can learn to be tactful and judge the situation. In the future, when you go out, you'll know how to behave and how to be reserved. This is also a good thing for you. Let's fight in this celestial dragon town. How about it? Huang Taiyuan's attitude was completely aggressive. He almost didn't allow Xiaofan to object. It was as if he wanted to kill Xiaofan. Ha ha ha. You can play with the rules? Xiaofan burst out laughing. Don't talk nonsense. Xiaofan, our ranking on the list of swordsmen is neither high nor low, and you don't even have a ranking. We can just fight casually, and the higher-ups don't have the time to care about us, another swordsman shouted impatiently. Oh. In that case, that's exactly what I want. It saves me from having to worry about anything. Since you want the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal, come and get it with your real ability. However, don't refuse to treat my friend's injury after I defeat you. You're also famous people on the list, and I don't think you'll go back on your words. Xiaofan stretched his body. Let's go. Let's fight in the back mountain of the Celestial Dragon Town. Finish it quickly. Hee, the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor crystal is mine. Huang Taiyuan flicked his sleeves and went down the restaurant with a few swordsmen. Xiaofan followed closely behind. They all went down the restaurant, and all of them were full of murderous intent as they walked toward the back mountain of the Celestial Dragon Town. Xiaofan's face was gloomy, and Huang Taiyuan and the others were livid. They all looked unfriendly. Along the way, many low-level swordsmen began to discuss with each other. Xiaofan. That's Huang Taiyuan, ranked 2598th on the list of swordsmen. He was also a hero and an arrogant person. Xiaofan and Huang Taiyuan are together. No, why are they so aggressive? It seems like they have a grudge against each other. Wait, they didn't say a word and went to the back mountain. Are they going to fight? Let's follow them. Why? Are we going to watch a fight? Let's go. I haven't seen such a fierce fight for a long time. One of them is a genius who has been in the limelight recently, and the other is a senior swordsman. If they really fight, it'll be a good show. It'll be a waste not to watch. The behavior of Xiaofan, Huang Taiyuan, and the others not only attracted a large number of low-level swordsmen, but also a few cave expansion state swordsmen in the celestial dragon town. Therefore, Xiaofan and the others walked in front of them. A large group of swordsmen followed behind them. When they arrived at the back mountain, there were already hundreds of swordsmen behind them. There was a huge empty space in the back mountain. It was 100 acres of flat land. Xiaofan, let's fight here. Since you're so arrogant, I, Huang Taiyuan, will teach you a lesson. Huang Taiyuan licked his lips. I told you to finish the fight quickly. That's right. But don't worry, I won't kill you. After saying that, Huang Taiyuan stood on the empty ground. His true qi surged, and countless reincarnation divine fires surrounded him, making him look dreamy. Huang Taiyuan crooked his finger at Xiaofan. Come on, Xiaofan, let's fight. Don't be afraid. After saying that, Huang Taiyuan was in high spirits. He glanced at the swordsmen who were watching. Then, he pretended to speak in a loud voice. Xiaofan, you're still young. You're still young. Your headstrong and self-opinionated personality will only make you suffer. Fight with me. It's nothing. At most, you'll suffer some superficial wounds. You'll learn from your mistakes. You won't be so arrogant when you go out. It's better than being killed by the enemy or eaten by the demons, right? I'm teaching you a lesson, not bullying you. You have to be clear about this. After he said that, the onlookers were in an uproar. He's really going to fight? TSK, Huang Taiyuan's words are so high-sounding. He said that he's going to teach Xiaofan a lesson. This Xiaofan is really a restless person. Recently, he became famous after killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Now that he's back, he's going to fight Huang Taiyuan, who's ranked 2598th on the swordsman leaderboard. This person really likes to be in the limelight. At this moment, Xiaofan walked into the empty ground slowly. His eyes were full of fighting spirit. He looked at Huang Taiyuan and said, Huang Taiyuan, there are 7 of you. Including you, there are 3 acupoint expanding realm cultivators. How about this? I'll save myself some trouble. The 3 of you can come at me together. As for the other 4 who are at level 5 true qi, I'm not interested. After he said that, the onlookers were dumbfounded. Wasn't he a little too arrogant? He actually dared to say that he wanted to fight 1 against 3. A Duan Forjanshi newbie was challenging 3 expanded point realm experts at the same time. This was simply a miraculous event that was rarely seen throughout history. After all, no one had witnessed Xiaofan killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor with their own eyes. Just as everyone had analyzed, there might be something fishy about it. Besides, Xiaofan admitted that he was lucky to have killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Yet, the sight of Zhang Xian facing off against 3 acupoint expansion realm cultivators happened right before the eyes of the spectating demonic heroes. This caused many people to think that Xiaofan was being too reckless and overestimating his own capabilities. Ha 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 ha. Xiaofan. I think you're hopeless. He's seriously ill. The other 2 acupoint expansion realm cultivators who came with Huang Taiyuan couldn't help but take a step forward. One of them was like a peerless sword hidden within its sharpness, wanting to slay everything in its path. His entire body released a majestic sword intent, giving him the demeanor of a grandmaster of the way of the sword. Hu Xiaofeng, ranked 3222nd on the Monster Warrior leaderboard. One of the spectating demonic heroes called out his name. The other one had a full forehead and great ambition in his eyes. His Jinqi was like a huge river, creating huge waves one after another. Zhou Donglai, ranked 3401 on the Monster Warrior leaderboard. The three Acupoint Expansion Realm cultivators glared at Xiaofan, preparing to attack. At this moment, all right. Let's fight. If I, Xiaofan, want you to lose, you will lose. Suddenly, Xiaofan let out a ferocious roar. The next moment, an obscure wave of demonic aura shot up into the sky. Demonic aura lingered, imprisoning for eternity. In an instant, three ancient demonic talismans came crashing down. These three ancient demonic talismans were ancient, mysterious, and contained the terrifying power to seal people, ghosts, immortals, and gods. Sky Demon God Seal. Xiaofan directly drained the demonic energy in his 93,000 demonic meridians and used them to create three talismans, shrouding his three opponents. Fast. Accurate. Ruthless. Sparing no demonic energy. End the battle quickly. Boom. 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 The three monster warriors, Huang Taiyuan, Zhou Donglai, and Hu Xiaofeng, did not even have time to react before they were sealed. Huang Taiyuan was sealed for 2 breaths. Zhou Donglai was sealed for 4 breaths. Hu Xiaofeng was sealed for 4 breaths. Xiaofan did not hesitate to attack. Furthermore, he had been hiding his strength well and admitted that the Green Dragon Demon Emperor was injured by Xiao Mingchu, so he went to pick up the slack. This made Huang Taiyuan and the others think that Xiaofan was very weak. Therefore, they did not guard against him and fell into his trap. Roar! Xiaofan let out a shrill roar and charged at Huang Taiyuan, tearing through the air. The power of his flesh shell surged like thunder, and he slapped Huang Taiyuan in the face. Pooh! Huang Taiyuan felt as if he was struck by lightning. Blood splattered everywhere, and all his teeth were broken. He spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying more than 10 meters away. He landed heavily on the ground and kept coughing out blood. Bang! Bang! In the blink of an eye, Zhou Donglai and Hu Xiaofeng were also slapped to the ground. Their bodies were bent over, twitching and moaning in pain. Xiaofan had slapped 3 monster warriors in one go. His moves were clean and precise, and the whole place was silent. You are just a few useless people. How dare you try to blackmail me? Xiaofan's lips curled up. He was indescribably arrogant. However, since we are all monster warriors, I will show you mercy. I will only let you suffer a little. Otherwise, I will beat you to death or cripple you. Chapter 255. Xiaofan first used the Sky Demon Investiture technique to seal his opponent's Jinqi and movements. Then, he used the power of his flesh shell to send his opponent flying. The combination of demonic arts and the power of his flesh shell complemented each other perfectly. The 3 expanded Acupoint Realm demon heroes were all respected figures in their own regions. In the secular world, they were worshipped and worshipped by the commoners. However, in the blink of an eye, they were knocked to the ground by Xiaofan. They didn't even have the chance to resist. Everyone was shocked. The low-level heroes, as well as the few expanded Acupoint Realm heroes, who had been chattering non-stop a moment ago, had all shut up. All of them were staring at Xiaofan, dumbfounded, as though they had seen a ghost. Heh! I've said it before. If you want to extort me, I'll beat you up. Xiaofan harumphed and walked towards Huang Taiyuan, who was wriggling on the ground like a maggot. Xiaofan had a good grasp of his strength when he knocked down Huang Taiyuan and the other 2. He wouldn't kill or cripple them. At the very most, he would only make the 3 expanded Acupoint Realm demon heroes temporarily lose their ability to fight. Of course, they would still suffer physical pain and bone pain. However, the expanded Acupoint Realm demon heroes had vast amounts of Zhenqi. Even though their flesh shells weren't as strong as the barbarians of the Great Wilderness, they could still use their Zhenqi to temper their bodies. Xiaofan walked to Huang Taiyuan's side. He bent down. All of Huang Taiyuan's teeth had been shattered, and his entire body was spasming. Snot and tears flowed from his nose, and his eyes were filled with fear and despair. Blood frothed at the corner of his mouth, and a gurgling sound came from his throat as he spoke in a feeble voice. Xiaohan, what else do you want to do? You are actually so powerful. I miscalculated. Xiaohan. Don't do anything rash, please don't kill me. It's not easy for me to cultivate to this level. I was wrong this time. There will be places where you will appear in the future. I will definitely disappear. How about it? I've completely given in to you, please let me off. Huang Taiyuan's heart was filled with bitterness. Initially, he wanted to make a plan before taking action. He thought that Xiaohan was just a conceited and arrogant person. That was why he was certain that he would defeat Xiaohan. He was prepared to extort the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Crystal. But unexpectedly, Xiaohan actually killed the 3 expanded Acupoint Realm cultivators in an instant. It didn't matter what methods he used. An instant kill was an instant kill. There was no doubt about that. Moreover, Huang Taiyuan was an experienced cultivator. He knew that if it wasn't for Xiaohan's mercy, the 3 of them would already be cold corpses. At this point, Huang Taiyuan finally believed that the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor should have been killed by Xiaohan. It was impossible for him to have been killed by someone else. Huang Taiyuan cursed in his heart. Pretentious. This kid is too pretentious. Xiaohan is too pretentious. If this kind of person goes out, I don't know how many people will die from his schemes. I am convinced this time. This guy is destined to be a formidable character. I will be defeated by his hands. I can Xiaohan will spirit Xiaohan is Luo Qi. Is in the future, wherever he is, I'll just have to avoid him. In this life, I won't be his enemy. Xiaohan Demon Hero, Xiaohan. Xiao. And, one of, clan, Xiaohan of. Xiao Realm Cultivators. One of. Of Xiao of them. Of. Our common enemy is the demon clan. I'm not interested in killing each other. I hate it. Huang Taiyuan, my friend, when you are free, can you make a trip to the southern region Fire Beacon Empire's Pure Cloud sect? There is a person called Cho in the outer sect of the Pure Cloud sect. He is a good friend of mine. Senior Martial Brother Cho has a hidden illness on his face, he has a poisonous sore. I need to use the reincarnation Divine Fire True Qi to burn off Senior Martial Brother Cho's poisonous sore. Hearing this, Huang Taiyuan felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted from his shoulders. He had completely survived the disaster and quickly interrupted Xiaohan. All right. Xiaohan, I will go to the Pure Cloud sect tomorrow to treat your friend Cho's face. Don't worry, leave this matter to me, Huang Taiyuan. There won't be any slip-ups. If I can't treat Cho's face, you will blame me. How about that? I will leave tomorrow. Good. That's for the best. Thank you, my friend Huang Taiyuan. Don't worry. I will not mistreat you. Tens of thousands of contribution points is not a problem. Xiaohan smiled. I don't dare. I don't dare to ask for a reward from you. Huang Taiyuan said in fear. I won't take a single cent. I won't take a single cent. After negotiating with Huang Taiyuan for a while, Xiaohan stood up and left the Immortal Dragon Town. He walked towards the Devil Hero region. Countless low-level devil heroes were intimidated by Xiaohan's imposing manner. They automatically made way for Xiaofan. Everyone held their breath. After Xiaofan left, some of the devil heroes started to whisper to each other, "Amazing. Too amazing." He killed without hesitation. In just one move, he killed 3 experienced expanded point realm devil heroes. He is a genius. From what I can see, there will be a promising young man on the devil hero ranking. However, it seems like Xiaofan used a demonic technique. His demonic strength is comparable to a high-level demon emperor. I wonder if this is against the rules. Devil Hero Pagoda. The top floor. There was only one room on the top floor of the Devil Hero Pagoda. The thick metal door was tightly shut. Countless ancient characters and talismans were engraved on the metal door. There were also star veins extending on the metal door. All kinds of strange phenomena could be seen. There was a holy light as vast as the sea. There were even traces of immortal chi. It was supreme. If anyone looked at the door for a long time, they would feel a suction force that would suck their soul into a vast and mysterious world. Strands of destructive aura lay dormant within the door, and it caused the heavens and the earth and the universe to tremble before it. No one could go against it. It was as if there was a group of ancient gods inside the door. A group of old antiques knelt outside the door, trembling in fear as if they were walking on thin ice. All of them kept quiet out of fear. Although they were separated by a metal door, these old antiques were still suppressed by the terrifying aura inside the door. They held their breath and did not dare to breathe too loudly. "My lords, this is the strongest young man in this year's selection competition, Xiaofan. This is an anomaly. He actually used demonic magic wantonly and fought with many evil heroes. Moreover, I heard that his demonic power is not inferior to that of an advanced demon emperor. This is the first time in the history of our human clan. This is rarely seen in the history of the human clan. My lords, the human clan is the human clan, and the demon clan is the demon clan. It is absolutely impossible for the human clan to master the secret methods and skills of the demon clan so perfectly. Xiaohan's World Annihilation Demon Saber is on par with Demon Emperor Qinglin. This is extremely unimaginable. I hope that all of you can understand it. This is not because Xiaofan has a grudge against us and we are taking revenge on him. It's related to the rise and fall of the entire human clan. We all suspect that Xiaofan is a spy of the demon clan. One of the old-timers reported in a pained voice. Inside the metal door, there was silence for dozens of breaths. Then, a godlike voice came out. "All of you, leave. We will deal with this matter." Yes, yes, yes. The group of old antiques left one after another. Inside the metal door. It was an extremely mysterious space. It was almost boundless. In this space, there were continuous divine mountains and illusory palaces. Powerful spirit storms were rolling and sweeping. There were even strands of immortal chi and intertwining immortal talismans. Divine lights that were rarely seen in the history of the world were bursting out everywhere. Wind, cloud, thunder, water of the yellow spring, eternal divine wind, space cracks, all of them appeared. It made people feel that those in this space shouldn't be mortals, but immortals. Divine light surged, and mist rolled. In this space, there were more than a dozen spirit storms that were as powerful as ancient giant gods. They were squirming and releasing some power of rules and laws. They were just spirit storms, but no physical bodies could be seen. "Xiaofan. What do you think?" A faint voice was heard. This voice alone was enough to shatter the void. If it was a little louder, it would definitely change the wind and clouds and cause a catastrophe. It was almost an invincible voice. Indeed, there was no trace of a physical body. There were only a dozen spirit storms talking wantonly and saying what they wanted. The aura of these spirit storms was just like that of the great ancient gods and immortals, shocking the world and destroying the 9 continents. Moreover, the aura of these spirit storms was high and mighty, and it didn't show any human emotions. At every moment, it revealed the combination of the heavenly Tao, rewarding good and punishing evil, and enforcing justice on behalf of heaven. All kinds of rules were set by one hand and controlled by the other. The development of things has deviated from what we imagined. No, to be serious, there has been a huge deviation, another spirit storm said in a serious tone. We all watched Xiaofan's battle against Garen in the Hex Hero preliminaries. At that time, Xiaofan's demonic power could only be said to be ordinary, about the same as that of a low-level demon emperor. But now, Xiaofan killed the Green Dragon Demon Emperor. The Green Dragon Demon Emperor was a high-level demon emperor, and he had a mutated bloodline. How could he be killed by Xiaofan? Another spirit storm joined in. According to the information we have, Xiaofan defeated a senior hex hero in the Great Wilderness with one move. The demonic power he displayed was already that of a high-level demon emperor. In other words, this young man improved from a low-level demon emperor to a high-level demon emperor in just a few months. As soon as he said that, the dozens of spirit storms in the entire space fell silent at the same time. After a few hundred breaths, his progress is too fast. From a low-level demon emperor to a high-level demon emperor, it only took a few months. Such a monstrous growth rate was rarely seen in the demon clan. Even those creatures with the bloodline of the demon clan emperor can't grow so fast. Humph. Could it be that Xiaofan will mutate his bloodline and control the demonic power of a mutated demon emperor? Then, he will go through a second mutation, an ultimate mutation, and finally possess the destructive demonic power of the demon clan emperor? If that's the case, it looks like we're nurturing a tiger that will invite disaster. Our judgment may be a little off. I didn't expect Xiaofan to be able to control such a huge amount of demonic power in such a short time. Now, it seems that we have to kill him in the cradle. We can't let him continue to grow. Yes. The world is ever-changing. Throughout history, there have been many catastrophes that eventually led to disasters because of small things that didn't attract enough attention. The collapse of an ant's nest. Even a small ant's nest can cause the collapse of a dam. Well, I support killing Xiaofan now. That's what I mean too. Xiaofan has returned to the Devil Hero domain and is heading to the Devil Hero Tower. He's probably going to get some contribution points after killing the Green Dragon Demon Emperor. Let's order a few of the top 1000 powerhouses on the Demon Warrior leaderboard to take action. Okay. I'll pass on the order now. It was better to nip the trouble in the bud than to nip it in the bud. So that there won't be any big mistakes in the future. Among the dozens of spirit storms, 6 of them unanimously decided to kill Xiaofan. Wait. Another spirit storm kept expanding and wriggling, and the immortal talisman kept flickering as if it could explode at any time. What nonsense. Xiaofan is only about 20 years old, but he can already kill an advanced demon emperor alone. Moreover, in the Hex Hero preliminaries, he was brave and resourceful. This kind of genius is hard to come by in tens of millions of years. But now, instead of attaching importance to him, you want to kill him? What kind of logic is that? Bullsh*T logic. If you do this, the human race will go extinct sooner or later. We'll be killed by the demons sooner or later. Yes, tell me, in the entire history of the human race, has there ever been a 20-year-old teenager who killed an advanced demon emperor alone? Definitely not. It's not easy for the human race to have an unprecedented genius, but he was killed just like that. You guys can bear to do it, but I can't. So what if Xiaofan used demonic techniques? All the paths lead to the same destination. As long as Xiaofan is loyal to the human race and takes killing demons as his responsibility, there won't be a problem. We shouldn't kill him. In my opinion, we should focus on training him instead. This will allow him to improve even further. Yes, Xiaofan might have had an internal conflict with many demon warriors and injured some of them, but he killed the Green Dragon Demon Emperor, which is enough to make up for his mistakes. I don't think there's a problem. To put it bluntly, Xiaofan didn't do anything out of line, but he was executed for no reason. It's infuriating. In this way, the Demon Warrior Pagoda will lose cohesion and the people will be divided sooner or later. Among the dozen or so mental storms, 6 of them opposed Xiaofan's execution. At this moment, there was a dispute among the supreme mighty figures about how to deal with Xiaofan. They had different opinions. All of a sudden, the atmosphere became tense. Boom! Runes intertwined, thunder roared, lightning flashed, the sun and the moon rose and fell, and a huge mental storm let out an angry roar. Ridiculous! Do you expect Xiaofan to become the future leader of the human race? That's a joke. How stupid. According to the intelligence, Xiaofan's demonic power was boundless, but his true qi cultivation was trash. Now, explain to me why a human's true qi cultivation is a mess, but his demonic power and demonic techniques have improved by leaps and bounds. Why is that? There must be a reason behind this abnormality. In my opinion, Xiaofan is a spy for the demon race. He must be executed. His soul must be destroyed. He'll be doomed eternally. Bullsh *T. Divine light surged, the mountains and seas roared, and the entire space trembled. It was also an extremely powerful mental storm. If Xiaofan is a demon spy, why would he kill the Green Dragon Demon Emperor? Injuring oneself to gain the confidence of the demon race. This is the demon race's trick of injuring oneself to gain the confidence of the demon race. Sacrificing a high-level demon emperor will allow Xiaofan to gain our trust. How ambitious. Xiaofan must be executed. There's no other possibility. Xiaofan must die. Forget it, let's send an ancient giant to kill Xiaofan with a flick of our fingers. Who dares to kill Xiaofan? An ancient giant? I'll say this first, if any ancient giant dares to make a move, I'll kill his entire family. Xiaofan can't be killed. Kill. We must not kill him. The group of top figures of the human race actually had an internal conflict and quarreled with each other. Chapter 256. In this vast and mysterious space, more than a dozen extremely powerful spiritual storms. At the highest floor of the Wuxia Tower, there was a serious difference in their opinions. They even broke out into a fierce quarrel that was rarely seen. In the entire space, more than a dozen golden suns burst out. The blazing light burst out and rumbled, shocking the universe. There were 6 mental storms that agreed to destroy Xiaofan. There were exactly 6 mental storms that wanted to protect Xiaofan, no more, no less. They argued endlessly. There was even a feeling that a big fight was about to break out. At this moment, enough, all of you, shut up. In this space, there were a total of 13 mental storms, which seemed to represent 13 ancient gods. Among them, 12 mental storms formed 2 camps, opposing each other on how to deal with Xiaofan. However, the 13th mental storm kept silent. Only when the 2 sides were arguing endlessly did the 13th mental storm make a sound. The 13th mental storm had the most terrifying aura. It expanded like the core of a planet, and violent airflow surrounded this mental storm. Every airflow was faster than the speed of light, and every airflow burst out with a long roar, shocking the heavens and earth, like a dragon or a crane. This mental storm that was like the core of a planet seemed to have established a mysterious connection with the universe. Dense brilliance radiated from this mental storm. Rays of great power that could collapse the sky and destroy the ages were wriggling. Countless holy lights and all kinds of runes intertwined like rainbows. This caused this mental storm to have an aura that dominated the universe, and it even gave people a feeling of immortality. Finally, there was a burst of sound in this mental storm, and it made the other voices in the mental storm all shut up. A supreme and irresistible majesty suddenly bloomed. This caused the two sides that were arguing to shut up. Not only that, but after feeling the wrath of the 13th group, the other 12 groups started to feel uneasy and fearful. Pagoda Master, please calm down, the supreme psychic storm said harshly. Don't argue anymore. How can there be an internal conflict because of such a small matter? What a disgrace. You have cultivated for so many years, and you still can't hold it in? Facing the scolding of this mental storm, no one dared to refute or talk back. Regarding the matter of the youth Xiaofan, I already have a plan. It was impossible to kill Xiaofan directly. Yes, Xiaofan had indeed made rapid progress. From the demonic power of a low-level demon emperor to that of a high-level demon emperor, it had only taken him a few months. This was truly heaven-defying. If there were no accidents, many years later, Xiaofan would definitely look down on the world and become a supreme being. If we were to strangle this kind of world-shaking talent just because of a small sign, it would indeed be a reckless waste of God's gifts. Some of you are worried that Xiaofan is a spy for the demon race. If we allow him to grow, he will eventually harm the human race. This kind of worry is not without reason. However, everything is still firmly under our control. Xiaofan is a flame of hope, burning brighter and brighter, but we can extinguish this flame at any time. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Even if Xiaofan possesses the demonic power of a great demon emperor, it would only take a single thought for us to eliminate him. Of course, when Xiaofan returns to the Wuxia pagoda this time, I'll personally release a spiritual wave to pry into the secrets of the demon clan hidden in him. If he's indeed a spy of the demon clan, I'll personally take action and clean him up. However, if he's not, then there's another story. Yes, the pagoda master personally observed Xiaofan and could see all his secrets at a glance. Whether he's a spy of the demon clan or not, he can't hide it from the pagoda master. Xiaofan entered the Wuxia domain from the celestial dragon town. He controlled his true qi and flew straight to the Wuxia pagoda. At the same time, Xiaofan had already taken out the Wuxia token and used the communication function to send a message to Wu Yu, Dongfang Qin, and Fang Ling, Sect Master, Senior Brother Dongfang, Senior Brother Fang Ling, I'm about to enter the Wuxia pagoda. I've completed the mission of killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. In a very short period of time, Wu Yu replied to Xiaofan. Okay, Xiaofan, we already know about this matter. We're on our way to the Wuxia domain. We'll arrive soon. Xiaofan, you're very good. You've made the sect proud. I'm very happy. Wu Yu's tone was a little shaky. Okay, Sect Master, I'll go to the 5th floor of the Wuxia pagoda first to collect the contribution points reward for killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Xiaofan sent a message. Not long after, Xiaofan finally flew to the Wuxia pagoda, which was known to be indestructible. It was lofty, enormous, ancient, elegant, magnificent, and stretched on for a few thousand kilometers. It emanated a scholarly aura, and it carried the aura of civilization and enlightenment. It caused the heavens and the earth to be filled with strands of righteousness, and it simply aroused respect in the hearts of all. Xiaofan landed in a square in front of the 1st floor of the Wuxia pagoda. There were many Wuxia standing in groups of 3 to 5 in the square, communicating with each other. Some of them were walking out of the Wuxia pagoda in a hurry, as if they were in a hurry to do something. The Wuxia that appeared near the Wuxia pagoda all had an extraordinary aura. Their bodies were full of true qi, and they were surrounded by divine light and precious clouds, making it difficult for people to see through them. However, they were definitely powerful figures who were famous in the mountains and rivers. At this moment, when the Wuxia saw Xiaofan, their eyes were burning with curiosity. Some even blurted out, Xiaofan. The young man who killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, Xiaofan, who has been in the limelight recently. That's right, it's this kid. Good lad. It seemed that he had rushed back from the great wilderness to collect the reward for the mission of killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. How many contribution points was it? A total of 10,000 contribution points. Moreover, the value of the Azure Dragon Demonic Emperor Crystal and the Azure Dragon Demonic Emperor Corpse was far more than that. This Xiaofan has struck it rich. He has become a nouveau riche. Ha ha ha. I'm not some local tycoon. It's just a few million contribution points. I'll be able to enter some special secret cultivation room. There was nothing left. Or you can buy a Fusionshi secret manuals, but there won't be much left. Don't brag. This Xiaofan has just become a devil hero. He doesn't even have a ranking, but he has already earned millions of contribution points. It's already very heaven-defying. You can't say that. You'll definitely have to risk your life to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. It's only natural for him to obtain millions of contribution points. Don't be jealous and jealous. Xiaofan did not want to become the focus of discussion, so he quickly lowered his head and rushed into the Wuxia pagoda. Then, at the teleportation area on the first floor, he spent 50 contribution points and teleported to the 5th floor of the Wuxia Tower. The floor where he received the mission to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. On the 5th floor of the Wuxia pagoda. Mission release area. Treasure clouds and crimson light were surging. There were notices floating in the void like fireflies. Some of the devil heroes were scanning the notice with their mental energy in this area, looking for missions that were suitable for them. The manager of this floor was a middle-aged man in linen clothes. His aura was as strong as the sea, and his body was surging with golden light. There were suns and moons floating in his eyes, and he looked dignified. At this moment, he was pacing back and forth restlessly, mumbling to himself. Why isn't this kid coming to claim his reward yet? He seemed to be waiting for someone. At this moment, a ray of treasure light bloomed on this floor. There were ripples in the air, and a humanoid silhouette immediately wriggled. Someone had teleported to this floor. Huh? The middle-aged man in linen clothes stopped in his tracks and looked at the humanoid silhouette with an expectant expression. Many of the devil heroes who were browsing the missions on this floor also looked over immediately. They had lost count of the number of times they had repeated the same expression and action today. Finally, the humanoid silhouette solidified. It was Xiaofan. Ah! Xiaofan! The middle-aged man in linen clothes immediately shouted and walked towards Xiaofan excitedly. Good! Good! You're finally here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Ha ha ha. You've been waiting for me for a long time? Xiaofan was stunned. He is indeed a promising young man. He can be said to be handsome and spirited. Not bad at all. I didn't expect that you would be able to complete the mission of killing the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor that so many experienced devil heroes couldn't complete. The middle-aged man in linen clothes' eyes were full of admiration. Even Li Fanming, who has been in the limelight in recent years, failed. Xiaofan, if there were more talented young people like you in the human race, sooner or later, the demon race would be completely driven out of this continent. All the devil heroes on this floor stared at Xiaofan deeply, which made him feel even more pressured. Well, actually, it was just a fluke, Xiaofan stammered. The middle-aged man in linen clothes looked at Xiaofan meaningfully and said in a low voice. I heard that Lei Qizhi was defeated by you in one move. That's not a fluke. Xiaofan, you're hiding your strength, don't be too humble. Alright, collect your contribution points. Give me your devil hero token and follow me. Okay, Xiaofan was only concerned about the 10,000 contribution points. At this moment, he was refreshed and quickly handed the devil hero token to the middle-aged man in linen clothes. The middle-aged man in linen clothes took the devil hero token from Xiaofan's hand, turned around and walked towards a shining house on this floor. The Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Crystal and the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Corpse can also be exchanged for contribution points. They can be exchanged for 4 million contribution points. Well. Xiaofan was stunned. Then he mumbled. Senior, the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Crystal and the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Corpse, this. Oh right, the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Crystal has been shattered. It's not complete. I didn't bring it back, so I threw it away. You shattered the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Crystal? Hearing this, the middle-aged man in linen clothes was shocked. He turned around and looked at Xiaofan in shock. Xiaofan had a headache. The Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Crystal and the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Corpse had been refined by Xiaofan, so he couldn't take them out. He was just about to think of an excuse to pass the buck. At this moment, boom! In the unseen world, a great spiritual wave suddenly swept down. It was just a wisp of spiritual wave, but it turned into a turbulent spiritual storm. It tore the empty space apart and enveloped Xiaofan. In an instant, Xiaofan felt that the world was spinning. Everything around him became dark. It was as if Xiaofan was the only person left in the world. Moreover, it was freezing cold. Snow was falling everywhere, making Xiaofan feel as if he had fallen into an ice cellar. It was freezing cold. Of course, Xiaofan understood that he was not sent to a dark and uninhabited world. There was no snow around him. Everything was a hallucination on the spiritual level. Xiaofan's spirit and soul could be said to be indomitable and impregnable. However, at this moment, they were easily affected and destroyed by a wisp of spiritual wave. It's too scary. Who is this? Right now, Xiaofan's whole body was trembling with fear. He didn't know about other things, but he knew very well that the person who triggered this psychic wave must be a big shot who could pluck the stars and grab the moon. Their true chi was boundless and invincible. If such a person wanted to kill him, it would definitely be a piece of cake. This aura is even more terrifying than that of the sect leader. Xiaofan was shocked. At the same time, this wisp of spiritual wave also made Xiaofan feel that if he was not careful, his body, will, soul, blood essence, and true chi would be ignited all at once. Then, he would be burned into ashes and would no longer exist in this world. This was a spiritual wave that could not be desecrated or resisted by others. The next moment, there seemed to be a pair of invisible eyes observing Xiaofan. Xiaofan felt as if every inch of his body was being seen through. His flesh, bones, skin, hair, blood, cells, true chi, even his soul, everything was seen through. He couldn't even hide it. Xiaofan's heart beat faster. This situation was a bit like doing something wrong and being caught in the act. Suddenly, this pair of eyes, this spiritual wave, penetrated into the demon god's palm tattoo on Xiaofan's left arm. This spiritual wave directly penetrated into the demon god's palm tattoo and began to sweep through every demon vein. 9 demon veins were swept through one by one. The 4 demon emperor crystals had nowhere to hide. Beads of sweat began to appear on Xiaofan's forehead, but he couldn't resist. The difference between the two of them was really too big. This made Xiaofan a little suspicious that this wisp of spiritual wave was made by the legendary Immortals. Otherwise, Xiaofan believed that he wouldn't be suppressed to this extent. Now, not to mention resisting, he couldn't even move his body or think a little bit. The spiritual wave of the strongest and supreme martial artist stayed on Xiaofan's left arm for more than 100 breaths of time. Then, it suddenly penetrated into Xiaofan's heart. Oh no! Xiaofan was horrified. Xiaofan's biggest secret was hidden in his heart. That demon egg. And the densely packed seals on the surface of the demon egg. On every seal, there seemed to be some martial arts secrets recorded. However, this spiritual wave seemed to have discovered that Xiaofan's heart was extraordinary. It was like a troop of iron and blood, marching straight into Xiaofan's heart. Xiaofan's heart was filled with fear. Xiaofan knew that the demon egg in his heart could fool most powerful people, but it definitely couldn't fool the owner of this spiritual wave. The only defense on the surface of Xiaofan's heart was the spirit turtle's true qi that shielded demon qi. However, in front of this spiritual wave, the spirit turtle's true qi was nothing. The spiritual wave penetrated the spirit turtle's true qi effortlessly. It was like entering an unstoppable state. That wisp of spiritual wave suddenly became extremely powerful. After penetrating the spirit turtle's true qi, it completely enveloped Xiaofan's heart. It was about to penetrate Xiaofan's heart. That demon egg was embedded in Xiaofan's heart. However, just as that wisp of spiritual wave was about to pierce through Xiaofan's heart, a turbulent wave of demon qi suddenly surged out from the cracks of the demon egg. In that instant, the sky changed color. Rays of glass-like demon qi rolled out from Xiaofan's heart. A vast demon might surged into the sky, suddenly erupting with a peerless majesty, as if a god had suddenly awakened. With a single thought, boundless God's punishment descended. Everywhere in the void was trembling. That wisp of spiritual wave, under the assault of this terrifying demon qi, was actually forced to retreat, showing signs of collapse and destruction. The overwhelming demon qi was almost invincible, crushing that wisp of spiritual wave until it was finally destroyed. In other words, when that wisp of spiritual wave was about to enter Xiaofan's heart to see what was going on, the demon egg in Xiaofan's heart released a godly demon qi from the cracks of the eggshell, destroying that wisp of spiritual wave, causing it to be unable to see what was going on inside the heart. For example, the demon egg in the heart was automatically protecting its owner, protecting Xiaofan. Of course, it was also a kind of self-protection. In the end, the wisp of demon qi returned to the cracks of the eggshell, and the densely packed seals on the eggshell trembled a few times. The spirit turtle true qi stuck on the surface of the eggshell hurriedly blocked the cracks. All the abnormalities disappeared from Xiaofan's body. Xiaofan was scared out of his wits. He wiped the sweat on his forehead, and his heart was filled with fear. It's over. The secret in the heart, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that it's been exposed. Although that wisp of spiritual wave didn't manage to enter the heart and detect the demon egg and the seals, but the counterattack of the demon qi is enough to put me in danger. Oh no, what should I do now? Xiaofan, what's wrong? The middle-aged man in linen clothes frowned and asked. No, nothing. Xiaofan stammered. On the top floor of the Demon Hero Tower, there were 13 groups of invincible spiritual storms. Tower Master, how is it? Among them, 12 groups of spiritual storms revolved around the most blazing, magnificent, and powerful spiritual storm. Tower Master, you've already personally observed Xiaofan. What did you find? Is he a spy of the demon race? The most prosperous spiritual storm in the middle kept wriggling, but it didn't send any message or sound. All of a sudden, silence occupied everything. After a few hundred breaths, what exactly is going on? Tower Master, could it be that you found something? Things have already exceeded our imagination. Finally, the powerful spiritual storm made a sound. It was extremely serious. However, if one listened carefully, one would find that in this supreme invincible voice, there was actually a heart palpitation that was rarely seen in the history. I've discovered something. The powerful spiritual storm seemed to be organizing his words. After a long while, he finally said. A few scary things, terrifying. This word caused the other 12 spiritual storms to wriggle and expand rapidly, and they all sent out waves of shock and confusion. Chapter 257. It was the master of the monster hero pagoda who had scanned Xiaofan's vitality and secrets with his spirit wave. He was the supreme figure who had created the monster hero pagoda. He was invincible. He was the most mysterious and powerful figure of the human race in the world. It was said that he had become an immortal long ago. On the highest floor of the monster hero pagoda, the giant spirit storm that represented the master of the pagoda radiated aurora like the core of a star. After observing Xiaofan, he actually used the word terrifying. Something that could make such a figure, who could cover the sky with one hand and the mountain and sea prison, say, terrifying, that was really terrifying, enough to shock the world. Pagoda. Pagoda Master, just what is going on? Please explain. The other 12 spirit storms were all panicking. Silence. A suffocating silence. After 100 breaths, I have observed young Xiaofan's skin, membrane, bone, marrow, essence, qi, spirit, blood, organs, and tendons. All of them are human. It can be said that Xiaofan is a pure human. In his blood, there is no filth and corruption of the demon race, the master said very seriously. It is a very basic common sense. The blood of our human race is absolutely different from the blood of the demon race. No matter how well a demon disguises himself, it is impossible to change his blood to human blood. Moreover, young Xiaofan is full of vigor and has a kind of righteousness that prevents all evils from invading. Hearing this, the spirit storms that were determined to kill Xiaofan were embarrassed. On the contrary, the spirit storms that wanted to protect Xiaofan were relieved. At this time, the master changed the topic. However, young Xiaofan has the secret of the demon race. I don't know what method he used, but in his left arm, he even refined the hand of a demon emperor, awakened 9 demon veins, and inlaid 4 demon emperor crystals of different sizes. Hiss. Awaken 9 demon veins? This lad really had the demonic power of a high-level demon emperor. Furthermore, in the demon realm, a demon emperor whose bloodline had not mutated could only produce 1 demon emperor crystal. However, Xiaofan had 4. In other words, he could release the demon emperor's secret skill. This kind of combat power is the top among the high-level demon emperors. To be honest, Xiaofan is a high-level demon emperor now. Of course, the Tower Lord said that he is still a human in his bones, and he is full of righteousness. This is really contradictory. He is indeed a human, but his true qi cultivation is not good, but his demonic power and demonic magic are outstanding. He is a rare weirdo. Suddenly, the pagoda master's voice became extremely stern. However, the greatest secret of young Xiaofan is not the demon race great emperor's palm that his left arm has refined, but his heart. In Xiaofan's heart, there is a kind of demonic origin energy. This energy overflowed the heavens and the earth. Demons were kings, and nothing in this world could match them. It could be said to be heaven-defying. Even I can't see through the depth of this energy. This energy lay dormant deep within Xiaofan's heart. When my mental fluctuations were about to seep into Xiaofan's heart, that energy launched a brazen counterattack. It burst out from Xiaofan's heart, vast and demonic, boundless, raging like the wind and scudding clouds, shining through the ages. Even this Lord's wisp of spirit fluctuation was destroyed by this demon race's source energy. Hiss. The sound of people sucking in a breath of cold air could be heard from the 12 mental storms. Pagoda. Pagoda Master. What kind of power is hidden in Xiaofan's heart? It can actually smash the Pagoda Master's mental fluctuations. There should not be such a horrible power in the mortal world, I can't see through it. This energy is fused with Xiaofan's heart. It protects Xiaofan's heart, making my mental fluctuations and thoughts unable to smoothly enter Xiaofan's heart. After the conversation, the scene fell into silence again. After a few hundred breaths, a spiritual storm said tentatively, "Pagoda Master, you said that the demonic origin energy hidden in Xiaofan's heart belongs to the demonic race?" Yes. The pagoda master muttered. He seemed to be thinking about something. Pagoda master, if I may be so bold as to guess. Could it be that there is a powerful expert of the demonic race who has reached some kind of agreement with Xiaofan? Could it be that a ball of demonic origin energy, which is above all living beings, was fused into Xiaofan's heart, allowing Xiaofan to effortlessly grasp all kinds of demonic techniques, awaken the demonic veins, cultivate demonic aura, and obtain demonic power? In other words, Xiaofan has already become a puppet of the demonic race. Just now, I have said that Xiaofan is full of righteousness. His essence, qi, and spirit are all very righteous. From top to bottom, there is not a trace of darkness or filth. This kind of person is unlikely to make a deal with the demonic race, and he should not be a spy of the demonic race. He has no ulterior motives. He is open and aboveboard. There is even a trace of a clear conscience. The pagoda master said slowly. In that case, Xiaofan is not a spy of the demonic race. It is possible that he unintentionally obtained a ball of demonic origin energy. However, pagoda master, the ball of demonic origin energy hidden in Xiaofan's heart can even destroy your spirit wave and will. That is simply too heaven-defying. This person, Xiaofan, is like a ticking time bomb at all times. Once the ball of demonic origin energy in his heart has its own consciousness and wakes up, there is a possibility that it will possess Xiaofan's body and use Xiaofan's body as its home. At that time, a great demon will appear out of nowhere. Between heaven and earth, there will be a storm of blood, the yin and yang will be reversed, and even the heavenly Tao will be thrown into disorder. Pagoda master, the consequences will be unimaginable. Pagoda master, let me think about it. It is possible that even Xiaofan himself does not know about the evil and terrifying consequences of the ball of demonic origin energy in his heart. That ball of demonic origin energy is too powerful. If it wants to possess someone, it must choose a body that is equally powerful. Only then will it be able to complement each other. Right now, Xiaofan is still too weak and has a long way to go. If it were to possess someone at this time, Xiaofan's body will definitely explode. In that case, can you understand that the ball of demonic origin energy is waiting? Waiting? All the mental storms were aghast. Their thoughts raced as they continued to ponder and deduce. In other words, that ball of demonic origin energy has chosen Xiaofan and will help Xiaofan to become stronger. When Xiaofan is strong enough, he will meet the requirements of the ball of demonic origin energy to possess him. Then, something terrible was about to happen. The demonic origin energy will completely occupy Xiaofan's body and soul, causing Xiaofan to die and leaving behind a body controlled by a great demon. To bring disaster to the world. Your analysis is very reasonable. It is the same as what I have thought. The pagoda master said seriously. Pagoda master, what do you think about this? Force the ball of demonic origin energy out of Xiaofan's heart. This way, we can not only eliminate the root of the disaster, but also save Xiaofan. After all, if this goes on, the stronger Xiaofan becomes, the more dangerous it will be for him. The more he will be possessed. No. The pagoda master said decisively. That demon clan's origin energy has already merged with Xiaofan's heart and is inseparable. It is inseparable and has become a part of Xiaofan's heart. Even if I do it myself and try my best, I won't be able to drive that ball of demonic origin energy out of Xiaofan's heart. One mistake and Xiaofan's heart will be broken and he will die. In other words, that ball of mysterious and evil demonic origin energy was somehow refined by Xiaofan? You can say that. Silence. Silence again. After a long time, pagoda master, make a decision now. He might as well destroy everything indiscriminately, directly killing Xiaofan. Xiaofan was blasted into pieces, his soul dispersed, and the demonic clan's origin energy in his heart also vanished. Once and for all. Of course, this was very unfair to Xiaofan. But, it was better than sitting and waiting for death. If they waited for the great demon to take over the body, it would be a tragic scene where the people would be plunged into misery and suffering. Even if they could kill the great demon, they would have to pay a terrible price. Who knew how many heroes and commoners would die in battle? Pagoda Master, don't be soft-hearted. How about this: after we execute Xiaofan, we will erect a monument for him so that everyone will know that he died for a righteous cause. Sacrifice for a noble cause. We can also write down Xiaofan's deeds and let them be passed down from generation to generation. We can build a cenotaph and a holy temple for him so that mortals can worship him. How about that? We can even bury Xiaofan's body in the Devil Hero region so that many demons will worship him devoutly. In short, we'll make a grand arrangement for Xiaofan's funeral. Even we, the old antiques, who don't come out into the world, can come out and write funeral rites for Xiaofan. From now on, we will spare no effort to cultivate Xiaofan's sect. In this way, Xiaofan's death will be worth it. His death will be worth it. Yes. Xiaofan died for the safety of the entire human race. More important than a mountain. 4 of the 6 groups of spiritual storms that originally wanted to protect Xiaofan changed sides and agreed to execute Xiaofan. After all, the demonic origin energy in Xiaofan's heart was unbelievably powerful. It could wipe out the Pagoda Master's spiritual waves and will. This was unbelievable. It was better to nip the problem in the bud. They had to get rid of Xiaofan together. Sigh, that's so high-sounding. Xiaofan is innocent. Now that Xiaofan is cultivating the true body double cultivation, his lifespan has increased greatly. He might even have a chance to become an immortal in the future and seek immortality. He was young, high-spirited, and happy to repay kindness and enmity. His time was endless, and he could enjoy the wonders of life without end. How could he be willing to die for no reason? He would definitely be unwilling. Also, can we really have a clear conscience if we execute Xiaofan like this? There are no airtight walls. This matter will be leaked sooner or later. It's better to guard against people's mouths than to guard against a river. When that time comes, what can we use to block the mouths of the world? A spiritual storm said righteously. Pagoda Master, please think twice. Those who want to achieve great things don't care about trifles. You want to protect Xiaofan? You can't. If you want to blame someone, blame him for refining the mysterious demonic origin energy. To put it bluntly, Xiaofan wanted to rise to the top in one step, so he chose to take a shortcut. He gave up on cultivating true qi and went on to cultivate demonic arts in order to increase his combat power in a short period of time. In fact, he doesn't even know that he has already gone astray. What do you mean by going astray? Xiaofan killed Qinglin Demon Emperor and Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. Is that what you call going astray? No matter what, he had made a great contribution to the war. I can't just let him die in such a muddle-headed manner. Enough. Shut up. The Pagoda Master roared. Up until now, do you still not understand the situation? It's not a matter of whether we kill Xiaofan or not. The key is that if we kill Xiaofan directly, the demonic origin energy in his heart will definitely go berserk and cause a backlash. Even I don't have enough confidence to firmly suppress the demon clan's origin energy that hibernates in Xiaofan's heart. Once Xiaofan's body explodes, that mass of origin energy will counterattack. Even I can't predict what will happen. It might bring about a catastrophe. Xiaofan can't be killed so easily. Moreover, Xiaofan is a human, not a demon. It's indeed unreasonable to kill him. Shut up and let me think about it. 100 breaths later. How about this, all of you keep your mouths shut. Don't say a word about this and don't look for Xiaofan alone. Now, Xiaofan has just become a devil hero and hasn't obtained a place on the devil hero ranking. So, First let him participate in a ranking competition, let him compete for a position, and then, let him complete that task. Huh? That mission, could it be? Yes, let Xiaofan go to the demon metropolis and assassinate the greatest traitor in the history of the human race, Alchemist Yen. The pagoda master's tone became confident as if he had regained control of everything. The demon metropolis is the nest of the demons and the origin of the demon civilization. It's impossible for us to sneak in. Therefore, the mission to assassinate the traitor Yen is known as the most difficult mission in the history of the human race. Even the giants on the devil hero ranking can't complete it. Because the giants can't enter the demon metropolis safely. But Xiaofan is different. The demonic origin energy in his heart can make him disguise as a demon. It's possible to not be discovered. This makes Xiaofan the best candidate to complete this mission. The pagoda master paused. He sighed leisurely. Furthermore, if Xiaofan's identity is exposed by the demon clan in the demon metropolis and a great battle breaks out, once Xiaofan dies, the demon clan's origin energy hibernating in his heart will explode, causing an unimaginable disaster to the demon clan, severely injuring the demon race. Sigh. It's the same death. Xiaofan's death in the nest of the demon race and his death in the devil hero region are completely different. If he dies in the demon metropolis, it won't affect us at all. Maybe it will cause great damage to the vitality of the demon race. At that time, we can take the opportunity to attack the demon metropolis and completely destroy the demon race in this world. The pagoda master is really wise. This is a plan to kill two birds with one stone. Remember, before that, don't make things difficult for Xiaofan. And don't reveal anything in front of him. Even those giants on the devil hero ranking must be kept a secret. Don't let them know Xiaofan's secret. Now, go and arrange a ranking competition. Let Xiaofan get a ranking first. In this way, he will have the foundation to complete this mission and won't be suspected by other devil heroes. Yes. Chapter 258. The fifth floor of the Wuxia Tower. Now, Xiaofan felt like he was sitting on pins and needles. His forehead was covered with cold sweat. Although that extremely powerful spirit wave didn't manage to penetrate Xiaofan's heart and discover the demonic egg in his heart, the demonic aura that shot out from the gaps of the eggshell had crushed the spirit wave. It must have shocked the owner of the spirit wave. To be honest, Xiaofan's biggest secret had been revealed. What should I do now? It must be the higher-ups of the Wuxia Tower who are watching me. They've found some clues and will definitely deal with me next. I'm still young and can't compete with those giants. The situation can't be any worse for me. Could it be that I have to pack up and run away now? I'm not willing to leave like this. Besides, I'm afraid there's no place for me in this big world. It's not impossible for me to be chased by all the Wuxia in the world. Xiaofan was suffering. However, the middle-aged man didn't notice Xiaofan's abnormality and urged him. Xiaofan, what are you thinking? Alright, get your contribution points. 10,000 contribution points is not a small number for a newcomer like you who just became a Wuxia. Hearing this, Xiaofan steeled his heart. Damn it, who cares? I'll get the benefits I deserve first. Since I'm already here, I'll just take things as they come. The spiritual wave just now seemed to be from an immortal. I can't run away if I want to. Even if I run to the ends of the earth, I can't escape death. It's better to take things one step at a time. I'll deal with it when it comes. Xiaofan was ready to risk it all. He immediately said. Okay, senior, I'll go with you to get my contribution points now. The middle-aged man in hemp garments smiled with gratification, and then he brought Xiaofan into a small room that was sparkling and translucent. Inside the room, there was a round stone full of immortal qi. Lines of data were rolling on the round stone, which was a spectacular sight. There were many markings on the round stone, dazzling Xiaofan's eyes. The middle-aged man held Xiaofan's Wuxia token and brushed it on a scale on the round stone. There was a sizzling sound. A string of data flowed into Xiaofan's Wuxia token. It's done. 1 million contribution points have already rolled into your evil hero token, Xiaofan. You can use your psyche to scan it now. There shouldn't be any mistakes, the middle-aged man in linen said with a smile as he returned the Xeno Hero token to Xiaofan. Xiaofan, you can use these contribution points on any floor of the Wuxia Tower. Oh. Xiaofan's mind wavered. He took over the Chivalrous token and permeated his consciousness into it. Indeed, within the Chivalrous token, it clearly showed that Xiaofan's contribution points had already exceeded 10,000. Phew. Senior, there's no problem. 1 million contribution points have already been displayed in Junior's Yanxiao token. Xiaofan said gratefully. Thank you, Senior. Ha ha ha. Xiaofan, you don't have to thank me. You deserve this. Young man, why don't you take on a few more missions to kill demonic monarchs and earn more contribution points? The middle-aged man said to Xiaofan in a half-joking, half-serious manner. You can even kill Azure Dragon Demonic Monarch. Ordinary high-level demonic monarchs are no match for you. TSK, you can hunt high-level demonic monarchs at the age of 20. You will definitely be famous in the future and shine brightly on the Evil Hero ranking list. By the way, you don't have a ranking on the Evil Hero ranking list yet, do you? You can try to apply for a ranking challenge. Generally speaking, a new Evil Hero must have 2 years of experience and pay 50,000 contribution points to be qualified to participate in the ranking challenge. However, you are really outstanding and powerful. Among the younger generation of evil heroes, no one can be compared to you. The higher-ups will probably make an exception for you and let you participate in the ranking challenge. Ranking challenge? Xiaofan was stunned. Yes, seriously speaking, a evil hero with a ranking is a evil hero that is truly recognized. The higher your ranking, the more privileges you have. When you go outside, you will not only be worshipped by everyone, but you will also be respected on the evil hero ranking list. No one will dare to look down on you anymore. Xiaofan, you don't have a ranking right now, so you can't avoid the harassment and provocation of some evil heroes. However, once you have a higher ranking, they won't even have time to hide from you. They won't come and cause trouble for you. The hemp-clothed middle-aged man said seriously. This. Xiaofan thought for a while, and silently nodded in his heart. That's right, if I get a decent ranking on the Demon Hero ranking board, then Li Fanming, Yu Ming and the other filthy demon heroes, I'm afraid they wouldn't even think about selling me out to the heavens. Lei Qizhi, Jin Shanxiong, and Huang Taiyuan wouldn't casually stick to me. As the saying goes, a man needs a face and a tree needs a skin. The ranking on the evil hero ranking list is equivalent to the face of a evil hero. Thank you for reminding me, Senior. I've learned a lot, Xiaofan said sincerely. However, I want to be teleported to the 301-500th floor of the evil hero tower now. Oh? You want to rent a secret cultivation room? The middle-aged man smiled. Yes. Xiaofan nodded. The middle-aged man looked at Xiaofan solemnly. Yes, even though you've killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, such a powerful figure of the demon race, you're still neither arrogant nor rash, and you're still cultivating diligently. Good, you're indeed an outstanding genius. Xiaofan, I'm sure you don't know much about the secret cultivation room. Let me tell you a little about it. Thank you, Senior. I'd like to hear more about it. Xiaofan nodded. The entire 200 floors of the 30,500th floor are all secret cultivation rooms. There are tens of thousands of secret cultivation rooms. Among them, there are many types. For example, if you cultivate an ice elemental true chi cultivation technique, you can choose an ice elemental secret cultivation room to refine your true chi. If you cultivate a fire elemental true chi cultivation technique, you can choose a fire elemental secret cultivation room. In the illusory secret cultivation room, you can roughly simulate the enemy you want according to your requirements. For example, a high-level demon emperor, a human cave expansion realm martial artist, or a human talisman transformation realm martial artist can be simulated according to your requirements and fight with them to improve your combat ability and accumulate some experience. The enemies and battles in the illusory secret training room are extremely realistic, and the degree of simulation is very high. Therefore, renting an illusory secret training room is not cheap. If you want to train your body, you can choose the gravity room. Among all the secret cultivation rooms, the time room and the space room are the best. For example, in the low-level time room, 10 days is equivalent to 1 day in the real world. 1 year in the time room is equivalent to 10 years in the real world, or even 100 years in the real world. TSK tisk, that's amazing. In other words, if you cultivate for 100 years in the time room, only 1 year might have passed in the real world. That's amazing. Xiaofan clicked his tongue. Hee. Although it's magical, it's just a one-time room. The rental fee is hundreds of millions of contribution points. It seems that only the outstanding big shots of the ancient times, or even the big shots of the ancient times, would be able to enter the time room to train. Xiaofan, just tell me what kind of secret cultivation room you need. Oh right, your chi and blood are vigorous and the strength of your body is comparable to the barbarians of the great wilderness. I guess you will choose the secret cultivation room to train your body. How about the gravity room? This. Xiaofan thought for a while. Senior, to be honest, Junior's chi cultivation has been stagnant for a long time. It seems that Junior has reached a bottleneck. Junior also knows that cultivating chi is a great way to become a deity. Cave expansion realm, talisman transformation realm, Junior yearns for them. Therefore, Junior wants to make up for the deficiency in chi cultivation and choose the secret cultivation room to raise chi cultivation. Oh. Raise chi cultivation? The middle-aged man tapped his forehead with his finger. To raise chi cultivation, it's nothing more than to keep bursting your acupoints. And the key to bursting acupoints is 1's accumulation and foundation, 2 is the ability to sense true acupoints, and 3 is mental power. After accumulating enough, 1 would be able to keenly sense the existence of each true acupoint as well as the exact location. Then, 1 would be able to temper 1's mental power until it is flawless, untainted, impenetrable, and as sharp as a sword. With that, 1 would be able to burst acupoints one after another. To cultivate chi, the first way is to go to the illusion realm's secret cultivation room. Through continuous simulations of actual combat, 1 would be able to stimulate 1's acupoints in order to burst acupoints. However, the effect isn't very obvious. The second way is to go to the spirit house. The main purpose of the spirit house is to allow 1 to concentrate, hold 1's breath, and merge all 3 into 1. 1's thoughts would become smooth and sharp, and 1 would be able to sense the location of 1's acupoints more clearly. Furthermore, the spirit house can greatly temper 1's mental power, which is very effective for bursting acupoints. Furthermore, training in the spirit house is also very beneficial for martial artists who possess sword intent and blade intent. Is that so? Not only can it increase the success rate of bursting acupoints, it can also temper blade intent. Alright. I choose the spirit house. Xiaofan immediately decided. Xiaofan, go straight to the 429th floor. There are 1,500 spirit houses there. Go take a look and see if there are any vacant ones that you can rent. The middle-aged man in linen clothes laughed heartily. Xiaofan, you go ahead. I won't disturb your cultivation anymore. Thank you for your advice, senior. Xiaofan nodded and stepped out of the house. As soon as he stepped out of the house, Xiaofan saw Wu Fu, Dongfang Qin, and Fang Ling appearing on this floor. The three of them had traveled thousands of miles from the southern region's cloud sect to rush here. Xiaofan felt a surge of warmth in his heart and hurriedly went forward to welcome them. Sect Master, you're here. Senior Brother Dongfang, Senior Brother Fang Ling, you're here too. Good lad. You actually managed to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. You're really something. Dongfang Qin gave Xiaofan a bear hug. Junior Brother Xiaofan, your battle prowess has improved by leaps and bounds. After eldest Senior Brother, our Pure Cloud sect has once again seen the emergence of an awe-inspiring demon hero. In the southern region, no one can look down on our Cloud sect in the future. Good Junior Brother. Xiaofan, seriously speaking, you're even braver than Senior Brother in the past. Fang Ling's words were concise and his eyes were full of praise. Damn. Senior Brothers, I don't even have a place on the Demon Hero leaderboard. Eldest Senior Brother is a giant throughout the ages, I dare not compare myself to eldest Senior Brother. I'm far from him. Xiaofan said repeatedly. Xiaofan, in the future, your achievements will surpass Ming Chu. Wu Fu stared at Xiaofan. I never expected you to be able to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor. That's a heaven-defying feat. I'm proud of you. The entire Cloud sect is proud of you. Sect Master, you're too kind. Xiaofan hurriedly said. At this moment, Xiaofan almost told Wu Fu that he was scanned by the mental wave just now. However, after thinking about it, he held back and did not mention it. Sect Master, I want to go to the Spirit House to cultivate now. Oh. Xiaofan, you want to burst your acupoints to increase your true Qi realm, right? Wu Fu looked at Xiaofan with admiration. Yes, cultivating true Qi is the right way. Let's go, I'll accompany you to take a look. Chapter 259. In the Wuxia Tower, when Xiaofan met with Wu Yu and the others, he was flustered. His confusion was slightly calmed down. Moreover, that spiritual wave disappeared in an instant. It didn't try to probe or invade Xiaofan. Instead, it disappeared without a trace, leaving no trace behind. This made Xiaofan's tense nerves relax a little. Although he was still anxious, he did not show it on his face. Under the guidance of the middle-aged man, Xiaofan was ready to be teleported to the first floor of the Wuxia Tower. There were many spirit houses there, which could help Xiaofan break through his acupoints and improve his true Qi cultivation. Xiaofan, let's go. That's right, it's time to pay more attention to your true Qi cultivation. Don't put the cart before the horse. You are cultivating the flesh shell and demonic techniques. It's time to correct it. Wu Yu accompanied Xiaofan and teleported to the 429th floor. This floor seemed to be an independent space. It was hazy and divine light was faintly discernible. Moreover, there were talismans floating in the entire space. It was a pure white talisman seal. It was very holy and had a kind of jade and ice-clear feeling to it. It made people feel like there was snow in the sky. On both sides of the space, there were thousands of secret rooms neatly arranged. Moreover, standing in this space made Xiaofan feel as if he was bathing in the snow. His entire mind was completely empty. His state of mind became very calm and peaceful. His observation and spiritual sense gradually became sharper. The impurities in his soul seemed to have been washed away. This place is really amazing. Xiaofan's heart was slightly moved. Xiaofan, this floor is filled with the spirit room. Look, the talismans all over the place are actually heart-cleansing talismans. Just by standing here for a while, it can calm a person down and prevent them from going crazy. Wu Hu smiled at Xiaofan and explained patiently. Oh. Xiaofan nodded. At this moment, an aurora flashed in the distance. It was very dazzling. Then, in this aurora, a slender figure of a woman appeared. This woman slowly walked towards Xiaofan and Wu Yu. Xiaofan took a closer look and saw that the woman was about 16 years old. She had a beautiful face and an ethereal temperament. She wore a star-shaped hairpin and a plain silk robe. Her entire body exuded a noble and pure aura. This kind of aura caused people to feel a sense of reverence from the bottom of their hearts. "Hello, Elaine." Crow greeted the woman with a smile. "Big brother Crow. I haven't seen you for many years, and you're even more elegant than before." The woman smiled sweetly. "Yes, Xiaofan, this is the manager of this floor's House of Psyche, the fiendish hero Elaine. Back in the day, she was also an all-powerful figure who had killed countless demons. On the fiendish hero ranking, she was also one of the strongest. But now, he has given up his ranking and retired to the Wuxia pagoda," Wu Li said to Xiaofan. "Hello, Senior Elaine," Xiaofan said politely. Xiaofan knew that although this woman looked young and in her prime, her actual age was definitely over 100 years old. "Oh? Xiaofan. He's the biggest dark horse in this year's fiendish hero trial. Besides, he's been in the limelight recently because he killed the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor." Elaine was also extremely polite to Xiaofan. "It's all a fluke." "Senior, please excuse me," Xiaofan hurriedly said. Elaine took a deep look at Xiaofan and then smiled at Crow. "Congratulations, Big Brother Crow, for having a successor. There's a genius in the sect." Crow smiled and did not deny Elaine's words. Elaine did not beat around the bush and directly said to Xiaofan. "Xiaofan, you probably came here to cultivate in the House of Psyche, right? Let me tell you simply. There are a total of 3 levels in the House of Psyche on this floor. They are to increase one's spiritual touch by 1 time, 10 times, and 5 times respectively." "Oh? 1 time, 10 times, 100 times." Xiaofan thought for a while and understood. Without a doubt, if one could increase one's spiritual touch by 10 times, the probability of exploding one's acupoints would be greatly increased. Elaine continued. "Xiaofan, listen carefully. To cultivate in the House of Psyche with 1 time, you need to pay 50,000 contribution points. To cultivate in the House of Psyche with 10 times, you need to pay 500,000 contribution points. To cultivate in the House of Psyche with 1 time, you need to pay 5 million contribution points. Currently, the House of Psyche with 1 time, 10 times, and 100 times are all vacant. It's up to you to choose." It's so expensive?" Xiaofan was shocked when he heard that. The House of Psyche with 300 times can even reach 5 million contribution points for a day's rent. This is unimaginable. "Junior brother, it's not considered expensive." Dongfang Qin immediately explained. "Sometimes, there's a bottleneck in breaking through acupoints, and there's no progress for many years. However, once you enter the House of Psyche, there's a 70 to 80% chance of breaking through the bottleneck. Think about it, for one's mental sense of touch to suddenly increase by kc times, it is equivalent to the success rate of breaking through one's acupoint suddenly increasing by several times. I know that there was an ancient powerhouse on the Monster Hero ranking board. Back then, when he was trying to break through from expanding acupoint realm to talisman shaping realm, he was about to burst open his 61st acupoint. He tried for 30 years, but to no avail. In the end, he entered the House of Psyche with kc times. After 10 days, he broke through the bottleneck and broke through the 61st acupoint. His chi transformed into a talisman and he reached the heavens in a single step. A few years later, he successfully entered the ranks of ancient powerhouses. So that's how it is. Xiaofan understood and mumbled. Cultivating in the House of Psyche for 10 days would require a total of 10,000 contribution points. That's a huge sum of money. However, contribution points are worldly possessions. Spending 10,000 contribution points to advance from Acupoint Expanding Realm to Talisman Transforming Realm is worth it. As long as one has contribution points on hand, anyone would be willing to use them to advance in their realm. But I only have 1 million contribution points right now, Xiaofan blurted out. Shame on me. I thought that 10,000 contribution points would be enough for me to spend freely. But now, I realize that I don't have enough to make ends meet. It's really shabby. 10,000 contribution points can allow you to cultivate in the House of Psyche with 1x amplification for 20 days and 2 days in the House of Psyche with 1x amplification. Young man Xiaofan, what's your choice? Elaine asked with a smile. Xiaofan, 1 million contribution points can allow you to purchase a passable Jinqi cultivation technique manual. However, your realm is too low, so you won't be able to cultivate it immediately. Wuli smiled. Let's see if you are willing to spend 10,000 contribution points to stay in the House of Psyche with 10x amplification for 2 days. The House of Psyche only increases the possibility of you breaking through your acupoints. It doesn't mean that you will succeed. The rise of your Jinqi cultivation still depends on your foundation and accumulation. Once your foundation and accumulation are sufficient, you will most likely be able to break through your acupoints by raising your spiritual touch. On the contrary, if your accumulation is insufficient, raising your spiritual touch will be useless. That's right. I have only opened 36 acupoints now. If word of this gets out, people will laugh their heads off. Forget it, I won't care so much anymore. I'll take a gamble. The House of Psyche with 1x amplification might not be very effective. I won't go. I'll spend 10,000 contribution points to cultivate in the House of Psyche with 10x amplification for 2 days. Xiaofan made his choice in an instant. Xiaofan, have you made your choice? Think it through. Elaine smiled. Senior Elaine, I'll rent a House of Psyche with 10x amplification for 2 days. Xiaofan said seriously. All right. Give me your Devil Hero token. I'll deduct 10,000 contribution points. Elaine extended her slender hand. Xiaofan passed the Devil Hero token to Elaine. After completing the relevant procedures, Elaine returned the Yen Chivalrous token to Xiaofan and gave him a key carved out of crystal. Xiaofan, go ahead. House of Psyche number 765. Thank you, Senior Elaine. Xiaofan grabbed the crystal key and turned to Wuli and the rest. Sect Master, Senior Brother Dongfang, Senior Brother Fongling, I'll be going now. It's fine. Xiaofan, cultivate well. We'll wait for you in the resting area. We'll contact you when you come out of the House of Psyche 2 days later. Wuli patted Xiaofan's shoulder lightly. Go cultivate. Yes. Xiaofan nodded heavily. After bidding farewell to Wuli and Elaine, Xiaofan held the crystal key in his hand and found the House of Psyche. House of Psyche number 76. Taking a deep breath, Xiaofan opened the door with the key and stepped in. In an instant, the door closed automatically. It was a small house of only 10 square meters. In the middle of the house, there was a futon. Other than that, there was nothing else. In the small house, white talismans fluttered down. These talismans were the size of a palm. They were like flying reeds and sacred leaves, mighty and majestic. Moreover, as soon as he entered the house, Xiaofan felt that his spirit was getting brighter and brighter. It was as if a knife was placed on a whetstone and was constantly being sharpened. It's really amazing. Once I enter this House of Psyche, it's like it's a completely different world from the outside. Here, my perception has been greatly enhanced. It's even like I've developed a magical sixth sense. Xiaofan was amazed. Soon, Xiaofan walked to the futon in the middle of the house and sat down on it. Xiaofan sat with his legs crossed. He looked at his nose and his nose at his heart, like an old monk in meditation. The futon was where the most talismans were. A string of talismans fell from the sky and wrapped around Xiaofan's body. The talismans were like snowflakes, merging into Xiaofan's cerebral cortex. All of a sudden, Xiaofan's mental power became sharp and penetrating. It was as if the sun was shining high in the sky. His entire brain seemed to have turned into a blue sky with white clouds. It was clean, without any dirt or shadow. His entire world was intoxicated with peach blossoms and boundless fragrance. All of a sudden, Xiaofan's spirit was brightened. The minute changes in his body, such as his heartbeat, blood circulation, cell division and production, the contraction of his pores, the change in his body temperature, the movement of his internal organs, all of these were clearly reflected in Xiaofan's mind, as if he was looking at the lines on his palm. There was even a ball of blazing light coming out of Xiaofan's brain, forming a halo that covered Xiaofan's head. This was the spirit halo that was emitted when one's spirit was raised to a certain level. Under the cover of the spirit halo, Xiaofan's reaction speed, thinking ability, and sensing ability all rose steadily. It was to the extent that every little thing that had happened in the past flowed before Xiaofan's eyes like a trickle of water, allowing him to easily recall many insignificant things that had long been forgotten in a corner of his mind. Xiaofan was completely immersed in the wondrous state where his spirit sense was raised by 10 times. But very quickly, Xiaofan gathered his thoughts. All right. Don't indulge in it and waste time. Hurry up and cultivate. 1 million contribution points only allowed me to cultivate here for 2 days. It's really expensive. I can't afford to waste even a minute. Cultivate. Cultivate. Just now, sect leaders said that the most important thing to explode one's acupoints is to rely on one's foundation and accumulation. Only after accumulating enough and using strong spirit power to break through the blocked acupoints can one break through the true acupoints. Do I have enough accumulation? Senior brother Xiao Mingchu said that the stronger the body, the easier it is to explode acupoints. I devoured a pure-blooded Swanni and a pure-blooded heavenly dragon, and my body strength reached 14 million ding. Is this enough? I've experienced many tough battles and hovered between life and death. I participated in the Devil Hero trial and narrowly escaped death. I fought against Demon Emperor Qing Lin and killed him. I fell into the habitat of the Heavenly Dragon Empire's totem and almost died in the stomach of a beast. I encountered the Green Dragon Demon Emperor, and in a situation where I had no chance of winning, I turned defeat into victory and killed the Green Dragon Demon Emperor. I defeated an expanded Acupoint Realm Devil Hero with a single move. I, Xiaofan, have roamed the world and killed mountains of corpses and seas of bones. Is this enough? In an instant, the location of the 37th true acupoint was accurately sensed by Xiaofan. Open. Using his saber intent as a guide, Xiaofan triggered his strengthened spirit power and struck the 37th true acupoint. The 37th true acupoint was suddenly opened. The beautiful sound of a butterfly breaking out of a cocoon could be heard from within Xiaofan's body. The 38th true acupoint. The 39th true acupoint. The 40th true acupoint. The location of the 3 true acupoints suddenly appeared. Open. 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 Xiaofan prepared for a moment before breaking through the acupoint. Puff. 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 It opened continuously. The 41st true acupoint. This was a hurdle. Once the 41st true acupoint was opened, it would mean that Xiaofan had ascended from level 4 true qi to level 5 true qi. Every true acupoint was a bottleneck, a brand new world, a natural moat. It was the hardest to break through. Xiaofan closed his eyes and the spirit power in his brain shone brightly as he silently prepared. After a few dozen breaths. Level 5 true qi. Break. Open the pH true acupoint for me. The enormous spiritual fluctuation was like a torrent of water, fiercely crashing down. Boom! The first time he tried to break through the true acupoint, Xiaofan felt that his saber intent and spirit power had come into contact with a solid barrier. The attack had failed. It was unable to blast open this barrier. I can clearly feel the barrier of level 5 true Qi. Now that I have a target to break through, it doesn't feel like I'm trying to break through randomly. Alright, again. Boom! The second time he tried to break through the acupoint was also a failure. Could it be that I, Xiaofan, have not accumulated enough? Continue. I don't believe I can't break through. The third time. This time, Xiaofan's spirit was filled with determination. Courageously advance. Forcefully crush. Boom! His spirit power rolled like thunder and his saber intent was like a tide. Like a million lions, he rushed towards the 41st true acupoint. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.